here we are. Hello. Hi, chat. Everyone. We arrive. I'm sleepy.
A little bit behind schedule because, gremlins, but that's okay.
Yeah, I had real bad tech goblins.
That's what happens when you don't use the sacramental oils or light the incense.
And now my Discord camera's out of alignment. What the hell? Sound check for the audience. Everybody say some words.
Hello.
Let me turn my music down.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Ethan,
What
you're
up?
quiet.
I'll speak loud today, so I'm not all quiet.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Kathy's mom.
Hi, Kathy's mom.
Hi, Kathy's mom.
Hi,
Also my mom.
Also my mom.
My second mom. I've decided.
Alright, we're good to go. Oh. Tracer. Hi, Mom! Okay, now are you good, Discord? There we go. Close enough. We'll roll with it. It's a little bit off. It's okay.
That's what I'm forgetting. My sticky notes.
Your stinky
Oh, God.
notes.
Sticky notes.
Your stinky notes.
I don't know why they popped on the screen like full screen instead of the size I had them at. And for reference for the players, I don't know if you guys remember, but most of you, aside from, I believe, Gnome, still have your Wasteland look.
Ah, yeah.
Oh yeah. I could use that.
Inspiration.
Oh, okay.
It's essentially a free reroll on any roll,
Okay.
even
So
if
we
you
had
bust.
inspiration. So I have a no.
Yes,
just
that is.
That's what we're calling it, Wasteland Luck.
I renamed it to Wasteland Luck.
I'll put that in my note, or I will forget.
Okay.
I could have helped that from getting knocked the fuck out by the zombie. That would have been pretty helpful.
It would have been.
But it was funnier to get knocked out.
That is fair. Okie dokie. I think that's the bad guys. Come on, sticky notes. Where's the rest of you? There they are.
Tracer, I'm Punchy. Just got back from dropping stuff off from the new place and putting my bed together. It's adjustable like one of the hospital beds. It also glows on the bottom, has a vibrating massage mode and 4 USB ports, and for some reason can support a phone line going into it.
What kind of bed is that?
What? Yeah. What kind of bed is that?
Space bed.
Got underglow? Does it Tokyo drift?
My bed's got underglow.
RGB lights.
Yeah, LED strips. 4 USB ports. It's adjustable.
Does it got hydraulic adjustment so you can make it a lowrider?
It's got vibration and stuff too.
There's a
I mean,
baby.
you can
Baby.
adjust the legs up and down.
Hello, baby.
What's up, baby?
What's up, baby? Hello.
He goes, oh! He just sees everybody. He's just like, oh, wow, there's people.
It's kitty cat.
Bugmas!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bugmas!
Bug. Oh, it's you.
Oh.
Oh.
Ethan heard we were showing animals, so he got his child.
I don't have enough arms to show you all of them.
I'm also wearing a shirt Diane got me a couple Christmases back.
It's a
Says-
Deadlands
I
thing.
don't,
You
I
wouldn't
don't know if it's
understand.
showing backwards.
No, it's showing the
probably.
right way.
No.
It's going the
okay.
right way.
Discord's just weird.
Yeah, so it displays it
To you.
Flip.
Flipped
for
me.
you guys, but it's normally,
Displays normally to
to
everybody else, yeah.
Interesting.
So right now I'm flipped. But you guys are
All
normal.
right. Unless you got anything, Kathy, I'll get started with the recap.
No, I'm good. I'm good. Take it away.
Alrighty. So last time on Deadlands, Hell and Heroes, the posse met the town leaders after everybody got patched up. So most of the townsfolk were kind of being a little bit distracted from the siege that happened. The posse talked to the leaders about what plans of action to take, and plotted on a couple ways that they could deal with the Gators that have been sieging town. Somewhere near the end of that conversation, most of the posse, especially Num, heard a gunshot come from the northern guard tower, went to go investigate it, and found, also Kathy, your car alarm's going off.
Why does it keep doing that?
I don't know.
Oh
Found
my God,
out
it's the other
that
child.
there was a pair of watery footprints and some drag marks from the guard tower, so something came up and dragged one of the guards away into the briny depths of the water. They also had noticed that the power in the scrapyard had gone out, so they went there to investigate and found similar things. When they did, they went upstairs and found a severely mutilated corpse on the ground. DT and Kent went to go further investigate the body. They both kind of looked it over, DT medically, and Kent more just kind of like getting a feel for it. And they noticed a strange toe tag on the body. And when they went to go read it and remove it, that made the body wake up and attack both of them, knocking Kent out, and then tried bit the crap out of DT's ankle, and he quickly dispatched said zombie before anybody else could come to his aid.
With his totally normal, just a doctor man skills.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Man's had 3 actions before any of us had 1.
All luck of the cards this time.
It's
DT's
true.
whole body's like, do no harm.
Well,
You did harm.
sometimes you gotta be a harmacist, you know?
Is that the same one as before, Ethan, or is that a third one?
Just so y'all know, Leland is giving you guys kisses.
Oh.
So cute.
I hope he farts on you.
Ethan was far out and
Um,
back.
After they wound up waking up Kent and kind of getting everybody more situated, Sheriff Raynard came as backup. She was watching over everybody. They found out that it was Henry Johnson, one of the missing recyclers. His toe tag read that he had died 3 days prior, so that's about the time that he went missing. And they decided to move the body to the town's hospital, kind of do a little bit more investigation after the initial. They did so pretty quickly and stealthily. Nobody else saw the body get moved in there. The rest of the posse went out to kind of go scout around town and make sure everything was secure, while DT stayed behind with Janice Rawls to kind of do an autopsy on the body. Not much more information was found from like DT's prior investigation of it. There's black magic involved in resurrecting this corpse, and other than that, the person who did the procedures on it seemed relatively well medically educated. So where we will pick up is shortly after that, seeing what the posse is going to do for the rest of the night and what they're going to do in the morning when a scouting party is going to go out and try to scout out the Delta Queen and the Gators for the posse. So, where we left off, I believe all of you had either split up into groups or by yourself. Bruce, for reference, you're passed out in the bar.
Yeah.
They got you drunk and you drank a little bit too much.
Or a lot too much.
Yeah, Num tried to wake you up several times by kind of like slapping you awake and stuff, but you were dead to the world.
Gone. Yeah. Perfect. As it should be.
Okay. So as you guys kind of like fan out through the town, doing your investigations, remind me what exactly you were just making sure like nothing else was kind of like creeping around because you guys still thought that there is at least one other.
We want,
One
yeah,
dead.
because we knew there were 2 missing recyclers, and this was one of them. So we wanted to make sure the key points in town were checked to see if there was another one, because they showed signs of intelligence. So
Okay.
that's who we were looking for, or anything of the like if there was another infiltrator.
Okay. I'm not even gonna make you guys roll for it. I'm just gonna kind of narrate as you guys kind of like split up in whatever fashion that you guys would like to. You guys kind of fan through town, checking all of the major spots, so like the farm, the other guard towers, things like that.
I remember I was sitting off in the rubble.
Yep.
Yep.
You're in your secret fort tunnel
Yeah.
over on the other side of the guard tower. Num, while you're over there, it takes probably about 20-30 minutes, but you can see a pair of guards get replaced for the guy that went missing up there, so there's at least 2 of them up there now. And the rest of you, as you're kind of like going around, you can see that a couple more guards are being sent out to the different guard posts, and like usually places that do have guards are getting doubled.
While we're out, like, on this patrol and search, because Kent wanted to split off with Lulu because she's been to the farming areas.
Mhm.
In the middle, like in our search, while we're waiting, Ken's gonna turn to Lulu and just be like, "Hey, I noticed earlier in the night when we were at the bar, you looked a little under stress and like hurting. Everything all right? You look like you had trouble breathing."
Just a conversation.
Bad?
If it looked like I wasn't breathing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not great.
So what? So like what was the conversation about?
Lou's gonna do like a hard look around and see if there's anybody around, like, listening or...
If you want to go ahead and give me site-based cognition, you're more than welcome to.
Can I roll 2? Because I know to keep the
Yeah, you guys
lookout
are
as well.
more than welcome to.
4! I don't see shit.
Explosion. Don't worry, I got you, fam. A 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you guys are kind of like looking around, like the town is like a ghost town. You can hear so normally around this time is like usually when the power gets cut out. But you can see that the power is still on in the main building. Everywhere else is dark. You're assuming that, they're just keeping the power on there for them watching the old video films and stuff in the auditorium room.
Like I was trying, and Kent was like picking a moment too when we would have some more privacy.
Absolutely. But yeah, as you guys are like going around, it's pretty dead quiet. You can just hear kind of like the sloshing of the waves hitting on the rubble walls. So, to your guys' knowledge, you are alone.
Mull just wanting favors.
Favors. All right.
And I was trying to, not make a deal. I guess kind of make a deal. No, not really make a deal. compromise. I need
Well,
to
you guys,
take compromise.
yeah, because you guys got that like partnership ain't quite right, but you guys have a deal already, in essence, don't you?
Just in general, or
In general,
yeah.
yeah. What do you got? What's he want you to do?
Brian, I forgot. I forgot which situation this was.
I'm also trying to remember because that
It
was a couple
was-
sessions ago. I believe
was-
he wanted you to empty out a bunch of gas
The gas
tanks
canisters into the water.
Yeah.
into the water.
Okay, so yeah, she'll say that.
Mm, all right. Well,
So I'm not excited, but I do like breathing.
yeah, and I like you breathing too. And I appreciate what you do with your gifts. I do not envy that
Mm.
position, but we'll see what we can do. Try not to make it completely awful, I guess.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right. Like empty it out here, or
Probably.
well, good news is I don't think they do much fishing in these waters. We'll see. Try to meet the terms with the least amount of damage possible, I guess, to people. I don't
Normal goal.
know.
I just try not to say it out loud.
I didn't catch that.
I said that's my normal goal. I just try not to say it out loud.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'll try to help you out best I can with that. Just like always.
You'd stay out of trouble.
Yeah. I could help you get in the best kind of trouble, I guess, for having to get in trouble.
That's fair.
All right. Well, the fields look clear. Let's go meet up with the others and see if anybody else has spotted anything.
And Lulu will just follow.
All right, you guys eventually make your way back, circle back around Shady Sadie Saloon, go in and check. Bruce, go ahead and make a cognition roll for me. Actually,
Say, I'm still passed out.
yeah, go ahead and make a vigor roll for me, actually.
Please am roll for sober.
Woo. I got a 10.
Something you know about yourself is, for some reason, like, you can drink a lot and you get knocked out sometimes. For anybody who watches Dragon Ball, you're very similar to that Majin Buu character. And you just take naps
Oh, God.
randomly. But you always recover. You never have a hangover whenever you do. Something about you just kind of goes right through. You gets processed super hard.
Good.
You kind of like come to a little bit stiff, just the way that you're kind of passed out in the chair. You can see an empty bottle in front of you, and then there is a note in front of you. As you do you read the note?
Yeah, he just squints, like slaps it, and picks it up. He's like,
As you look at it and read it, you see that it just says, just don't break anything, big guy. If most, if not all of us, will be in the auditorium, and it's just signed Sadie.
Okay. He kind of looks around. Is he completely alone in here?
You are completely alone, and the power is off in here. So it is like dark, but there is like some moonlight kind of like shining in through the windows.
Okay. I'll just get up, just kind of like wander outside, head to the auditorium.
As you wander outside, you can kind of see off in the very close, kind of coming off of the crossway in between Raynard's office and the saloon. You can see Kent and Lulu like making their way towards the saloon.
Oh. Just, hey! I'm awake!
Time.
Starts walking towards him.
You missed some interesting actions.
Yeah?
Yeah. We found one of the recyclers that went missing.
Sound of that, he sounds dead.
Yeah. And then he weren't.
What?
Zombies. Whoever Big Al is, he's got access to black magic. And he has this, I'm gonna look at my note because I wrote it down.
Hey Brian, have Bruce ever encountered zombies before?
Yes. So
Okay.
you in your travels with DT, like zombies are pretty standard fare for the wastelands.
Gotcha.
Like there are more advanced and like weirder ones, but like your standard run of the mill zombies pretty regular.
Okay. Wanted to be sure.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a fellow by the name of and Kent's like scratching his head to remember. Then he pulls out a notebook. Dr. Joseph Delacroix. So
Okay.
either that's someone employed by Big Al or we got another player in the mix, which I'm hoping it's not for convenience sake.
Yeah, I hope not.
I
I
don't
don't
think
like zombies.
me neither.
Gross.
But they got this one had like a toe tag, like at a coroner's office. If you take that off or take off the head, they're kaput. You would have an easier time taking the head off, honestly.
Yeah.
Says, hold on, let me adjust this. This is a motion Clark's not used to. You would have an easier time taking the head off, big guy.
Yeah. I'm pretty good at it. Okay. Anyone get hurt?
I got knocked the fuck out, but I'm better. I'm better now. DT had to bandage up his ankle.
Ew.
We just got done looking to see if there were any more, but we ain't seen nothing yet. Numb's out. Being numb.
He's probably naked again.
Being the shark gator again, whatever he called it.
Bear gator.
Bear gator. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, everyone else is still in the main building.
Okay. I'll go check on DT. See if I can help somewhere else.
All right.
Walls.
And you guys have kind of done your rounds, so you can all eventually convene back. If you want to check the hospital first, that's the last place you knew DT was at. And I assume all of you just assume Numb is doing numb things.
I'm good with just speeding up the. I had the big talk I wanted to have.
Okay. You guys make your way back into the main building. Work your way up into the hospital area. And you can see DT, did you wind up staying in that area, or did you go up into like the auditorium area? Because I think you and Janice were like having drinks and just kind of shooting the shit
Yeah.
last time.
Yeah, so whenever that kind of dies down, I'll head towards the auditorium.
Okay. For convenience sake, I'm just gonna say about the time that they show up is when you guys are done having your couple drinks and just get done talking.
Okay.
Uh, both of you kind of exchange some old soldier stories. She used to also be a medic. You guys were on opposite sides though, so you're just kind of like, well, talking about different like techniques and like how treating people were, just kind of comparing things. Not honestly
Yeah.
too much different, but different perspectives. But you can see the troop kind of bouncing up into the hospital area. You guys are kind of like cleaning up and closing up everything.
So once that's done, everyone's going to the auditorium, I think, right?
Well, they're meeting you in like you guys have to go through the hospital upstairs. So as you guys are finishing cleaning up, like the rest of the group will come up to you, aside from them,
Okay.
through the area of the building that you guys are in.
Okay.
Everywhere else seems clear, quiet.
So it was just the one? Also, you okay, DT? Heard one of them got your ankle.
Yeah, kind of bit my leg a little. Definitely wasn't expecting that at the moment. But yeah, I'm pretty good. I feel
Okay.
like after I sleep tonight, I'll be tip-top shape tomorrow.
Ain't seen Numb, but hopefully he'll be coming back after his patrols.
We still haven't found anything on the other body yet,
Okay.
at least as far as I know.
Yeah. There might not have been much more to find. All right. Ryan, what movie's on? Are we at the theater or?
You
At
guys can
Primus?
you guys can make your way up there. You guys are currently in the hospital. Janice just kind of like asked you guys for a little bit of help, just kind of putting a couple more things away. She's like, if we make it up there, we might be able to catch the tail end of I forget the name of the movies. Give me just a second. Which ones did they have? It's the one that you haven't seen, Clark, which I don't remember which one.
I don't remember either.
It was the newer one about Cole Ballad, I believe.
Yeah.
So you guys help Janice kind of tidy up the rest of the hospital and make your way up to the auditorium. All the lights are off. You guys kind of hear they have a pretty all right speaker system for a post-apocalypse, and like a couple old projectors, like projector pull-down screens that are kind of just like meshed together to make the like white screen for the projector that they have. There are several seats in the back that you guys can sit in if you would like to. And
Yeah, I'd like to take a seat.
Janice kind of like leans down and whispers quietly, like, "Hey, you guys want like some? I think they probably have some popcorn left. Do you want me to go get some?"
Yeah.
She just kind of like points at all of you, see who wants popcorn.
I'll take popcorn.
Okay, cool. She kind of like goes off into a side room. A couple minutes, comes back, has a couple like brown paper bags, hands them out to you guys, and it's freshly popped popcorn with some sort of like kind of like oily butter on top flavoring. You're not quite sure what it is, but a little bit greasy.
Yeah.
When we went in, Kent He hasn't finished his cigarette, but he puts it out because he doesn't want the smoke to get up in the projection.
Yeah, true. All right. You guys eat your popcorn. It's actually pretty good. It's a little bit cold, not fresh, but it's very salty. I think like similar to movie theater popcorn nowadays, but a little off taste at the end whenever you eat it. Probably whatever oil that they use. You guys sit and watch the movie. It's about 20 minutes left of it.
Usually the good part, like fighting.
Mm-hmm. It's essentially the climax of the movie is Cole Ballard fighting about 20 guys in a Rambo-esque style scene where he's just going through a bunch of different weapons and shooting them, stabbing them, what have you. It ends in a catchy one-liner that I didn't make up before this. As he walks away from an explosion.
Perfect.
He just says catchy one-liner verbatim.
Get you one-liner. Credits roll. The lights come up. You can see everybody. There's several of the people are just kind of like racked out in the seats. You can see some kids that have fallen asleep because it's a little bit late at this point in the day. It's probably getting close to like midnight, 1 o'clock.
Ken fell asleep 10 minutes into the movie because he got in a nice dark place, comfy chair.
He's
Just
got to be up at 5:30 in the morning.
he's got to be up at 5:30 in the morning.
You can hear Sadie kind of like, not loudly, but like to the people that are still awake, just letting everybody know that they're going to clear out some of the chairs and stuff in here, and then Sheriff Raynard would like everybody to just stay in here tonight for safety purposes. Then things will resume as per normal a little bit later in the morning, so people don't have to get up at their normal times. So everybody's probably going to wind up getting up around like 8 or 9 o'clock instead of like butt crack of dawn. People go to move things around and they get out like some cots and things for people to sleep on, set up a sleeping area for everyone. You can see in this room there's two people like on guard at every entrance exit. And eventually Reynard and Luke and all of the other townsfolk kind of come back. Shortly after that, Reynard kind of like calls out to everybody. He's like, all right, everybody hit the hay. Power's going to be going out here in a couple minutes. I already talked to Tinsdale. Him and Conference are going to be over here shortly. And a little bit after that, you can hear all the power kind of goes out. It gets a little bit dark. There are a couple like lanterns, like gas lanterns that they have lit for light, and so everyone can get situated. You guys are more than welcome to sleep here if you want to, or if you want to go somewhere else. That is up to you.
Ken's still asleep in the chair.
Rich just looks over at Kent. I think we're good here.
He's got like his feet propped up on the seat in front of him, assuming no one was sitting right in front of him, and it was 10 minutes in the movie, head back, he's out.
He's
out.
Gone.
Janice comes up to you all and offers you like some simple bed rolls and like a little pillow if you guys want to use those.
Yeah.
You guys can set up.
Yeah, I'll take one.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we're gonna go back to Numb. Sitting out in
Appropriate spooky music for it. For Numb.
I was gonna say, Kathy, do you have the link for the music or no?
Have you looked at the Discord?
I did not look at the Discord.
Womp womp.
It's very appropriate Numb music hiding in the dark.
Oh, there it is. It like didn't pop up for me initially. My Discord's been acting funky.
It's that new web browser.
Yeah. No, it's not. It's through Discord, not my web browser.
I know.
Oh, that's really loud. Excellent. All right, so Numb.
Yeah,
You
what's
plan
up?
on staying out here all night?
Yeah,
Okay.
and I'm more than likely probably falling asleep, or going to fall asleep because it's roughly 2 days without any sleep.
If you would like to try to stay up, please go ahead and roll me a vigor roll. Please don't.
Oh, there is no fight. There is no fight.
Okay.
I'm in my own little enclosed cave that I have created myself. I am comfortable. There's one way in, one way out.
Comfortable is a bit of a stretch.
I'm
Rocks.
good.
All
Rocks
right.
and chunks of metal.
So go ahead and, as you kind of like stay up, you stay up for a few hours. Eventually, the watch that you're having, you don't see any activity. You've been watching these guards. They seem like they have it pretty well covered. You kind of get a little bit comfortable, then you get a little bit more too comfortable, and you start dozing off. Please make a spirit roll for me.
Oh boy, howdy.
Ominous.
TN you're looking for is a 9.
I had to find the spirit. I was like, where is that hunter? What's that again? Oh,
And do not forget your -2 from lack of sleep, and then any wounds you might have. But I think your wounds got patched up.
yeah. I got an 8.
Right. Unfortunately,
I'll be like, I want to chip it. I saw the 8 and want to chip it. I'm like,
unfortunately,
I want to get some
these,
sleep.
these are one of these rolls that you can't do. Unfortunately.
I want to sleep.
All right, I'm gonna take one of these reds off of here. Is it highest or lowest? I don't remember.
For what?
Night terrors. I think it's your lowest.
Lowest chip, yeah.
I will take one of these whites then. Thank you.
Brian's like, you keep all the red chips.
Yeah, I like you guys having those. Okay, you start drifting off. I'm gonna, Kathy, if you could take your headphones off for me, please. And I'm gonna deafen everybody else real quick. All right. I think that's everybody. Yep. You wind up drifting off. You get comfortable. It's actually like relatively warm night. You're kind of like in this nice little like hovel hole that you made. Get a little bit of warmth going, and eventually drift off to sleep. You can hear the crashing of the waves against the rubble walls. It's kind of like nice white noise that kind of lulls you into this slumber. When you kind of come to, you look around, you can see a handful of your posse members, and you're all on a boat. You can see 2 people that you don't recognize, but you kind of assume that they're from town. You're driving this, not you, but one of the townsfolk is driving this boat. And you're kind of slowly weaving through, in and out, in between these buildings. As you look around, you've been through this area before. It's ruins that are near the south of this town, like a couple miles out. You can see off in the distance an old hospital, and kind of next to it, you can see a not capsized, but like run aground ship that looks very familiar to the Delta Queen. You kind of look, and everyone in the boat looks very excited, like, we found them, we've got them, we can get them. The boat starts speeding up. As the people are like talking, you're looking at them, but as they're speaking words, it's kind of just like warbled and distorted nonsense that you can't understand. You can see DT as he's like pulling out his sword. You can see Kent start reaching for all of his guns. The closer and closer you get to the Delta Queen, you can see that there's a large hole in the side from where some like rubble of another ship has kind of pierced the hole. Probably about a 20-foot hole in the hull. It's taking on a lot of water. It's still above the water, but you can see and hear people on the boat scrambling. You can hear scrambling and like screaming and panic coming from there. You guys continually weave in and out to get a better vantage point and eventually pull up to this building. You can feel kind of like hands on your back, kind of like pushing you as you're kind of like in a daze for a moment, just thinking about what's going on. And you like look around, you can see one of the townsfolk just kind of like nudging you to climb up this ladder to get on the top of this building. As you climb up, you get on the roof. You guys all move and fan out to get different vantage points, see what is the best way to get on this boat. Go ahead and make a cognition sight-based for me, please.
I'm gonna get +2 for Eagle Days.
Yep. And in this dreamscape, you won't have your minuses from lack of sleep.
A 10.
Okay. You see DT turn to Kent, and just as before, they're talking, but everything that's coming out is just kind of garbled nonsense. Like, if you've ever played The Sims or know of The Sims, it's just kind of like gibberish that they're talking, and
Yep.
you just can't process it for some reason. But you can see them moving, kind of like giving hand signals, and you see Kent nod as everybody kind of like fans out into different teams as they start moving off this roof down into the terrain, as there's kind of like a little bit of a wreckage land bridge to get to a better point where you guys could hop off and onto the the hurricane deck of the Delta Queen. You don't know what the plan is, but you decide to follow Bruce. You guys are making your way. Go ahead and roll a nimbleness roll for me, please.
Seven.
All right. You do a pretty good job navigating this unstable rubble. Excuse me. Everybody seems like they're moving pretty well. Bruce is in front of you. As you're about to step, you can see that part of where Lulu had just jumped off of, Bruce is about to step, and the ground is about to crack and break. Well, the supports that are there are like giving way, especially to Bruce's big size. As you go out, what would you do in that situation?
Attempt to grab Bruce by the shirt and like pull him back.
Okay. Bruce goes to take a step. The ground gives way, and you go to grab his shirt. It starts to slip as he starts falling down. Go ahead and make a quickness roll for me.
Yeah.
If you succeed, I will also have you roll a strength.
I got an 8.
All right, that succeeds. Please roll me a strength. Because as you're looking down, like where you guys are at, it's about a 30-foot drop from where you currently are at into the water.
21 plus 4, so 25 on the strength check.
Okay, so you grab the shirt. Bruce falls. The piece of fabric that you have shreds, but you quickly, with your other arm, kind of like crouch down, brace yourself against the more stable part of the rubble that you're on, and you like catch Bruce by the forearm as he's kind of like hanging up backwards, and then you have him held with your other hand. Make a cognition sight-based for me, please.
A 7?
That'll do it. So you grab on. Do you say anything to Bruce? Did you just kind of hear him be like, "Oh shit"?
My mindset would be along the lines of I can't understand them. They probably can't understand me, so I'm not saying shit.
Okay. As you have hold of him, you do catch the "oh shit" that is audible to you in normal speech, but Bruce starts saying more things. Like you can see his mouth is moving very rapidly, but after that, it's just more of the garbled nonsense. And you can kind of see him like panicking, looking around, like literally hanging for his life by your hand. Out of the corner of your eye, some movement catches your eye. As you kind of quickly glance over towards the Delta Queen, where the big hole, gaping hole is in the side of the hole, you can see these weird kind of like spikes on the tips of the water. As you see something large start moving and swimming towards your direction. What would you like to do?
Hmm. I think we're gonna go with the first thing that came to my head. It may not be a great one, but we're gonna engage Battle Bruce.
Engage Battle Bruce.
we
Pray tell, Ethan. Tell me
we,
what that would be.
I'm going to point like across Bruce's face at the thing, and I'm going to like attempt to like swing us both at said thing.
Okay. You're gonna like do a weird bowl of fastball special with the both of you.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
And you know what? And because I heard the oh shit, I'm just gonna say hold on tight is all I'm gonna say.
As you say hold on tight, you can see a look of panic, but also a little bit of excitement in Bruce's eyes. Go ahead and make a throwing roll with your strength die type for me.
So it'd be throwing unbalanced, right?
Yep, throwing on balance with your strength die.
I got a 10.
Okay. It's a little bit sloppy. Your footing's not the best. And Bruce is a heavy boy, even as strong as you are. The grip is a little bit awkward. But you manage to kind of swing him back and forth. As the last little push, you can see he kind of like kicks off of a little bit of rubble that's hanging down and kind of propels you guys towards this giant figure that's swimming towards you. You both kind of sloppily sink up in the air. Do you draw any weapons?
Yeah. I will attempt to pull out my knife.
Okay. You can just do that. That's perfectly fine.
Okay, cool.
You pull out your knife as you're kind of like flying through the air at this thing. You can see Bruce pull out one of his swords and kind of switch it into more of a down grip for stabbing. He puts both of his hands on the. Just about 10 feet above the water, you guys are flying towards whatever this thing is. It's really hard to see because the water's so murky. All you can see is those kind of white, spiny tendrils sticking up out of the water. You hear a large kind of as you see a large wave about 20 feet back from this shape as something just kind of slaps the water, and you can see and hear the wave start to crash towards the Delta Queen. It's a very large, which you could only assume is some sort of like fish creature, leaps up out of the water. This thing is a lot larger than you initially thought. All you and Bruce see is a giant gaping maw moving towards you. Inside, you swear that you can hear kind of like whispers and maybe some screams as it eventually leaps up and swallows both of you. The last thing that you hear is a grinding sound as you look down. It's dark. You can't see anything. But you just hear Bruce screaming in pain, and all you hear is, I don't want to die like this. No, I don't want to die. As you could just hear like bones crunching and just like a tearing wet meat sound. Everything goes dark. You wake up in a cold sweat. And I will unmute everybody. So what do you do as you wake up? No.
I'm gonna yell Bruce. I'm gonna scream Bruce.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna sit there sweating. I'm gonna like rub my head and be like, I'm just gonna like start being like freaking out, like, I don't even know him. I'm like, why? What the?
All right. Everybody that's sleeping can go ahead and make a cognition hearing base for me, please.
God.
Okay. Might want to message Kathy, tell her to put her headphones back on.
Oh yeah, that might help.
It's fair. I was not looking at the screens.
Are there any negatives to these when you're asleep?
I am factoring those in on the back end.
Gotcha.
Ryan is the master.
Like I know with heavy.
Also,
sleep and
yeah,
stuff.
if you have heavy sleeper, those negatives will come into play as well. Also, don't forget any negatives that you might have for wounds, things like that.
My wood perfect.
I'm all fixed up.
I'm all
Oh.
sorts of funny because I got these night terror things and light sleeper. It's just a bad day.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah,
4,
it's gonna be
8,
hard.
5, 5, 9.
I gotta be awake. Don't wake me up, Dom. I gotta be up at 5 in the morning.
Question, Clark.
night two. Gotta
wait,
keep
which one is your roll? Because there's a 5 and a 9 in there from you.
I don't know why this is 9. I got a 5. That 9 was from the conversation.
Okay.
That's
I
why
think you got an 8.
You got an 8 as well?
Yeah.
DT? And then Lulu got what? I saw yours too, Parker.
What was
So.
I
Oh,
supposed to roll? I didn't have my headset on when you told me to roll that.
Cognition hearing based. If you
Oh.
have heavy sleeper, that will apply to this.
7.
Twin.
No,
Okay.
I got a 7. I got keen.
Oh.
All right. You guys sleep soundly through the night.
Oh.
I've
Okay.
got a question. What do the guards across the way do? 'Cause they don't even know I was there. They did.
Yeah. So Numb, you just hear, you see like a flashlight get shined on your little like hovel as they're kind of like looking in your direction. And they say, "Who the hell's over there? We got guns. They're aimed at you right now."
I'm just gonna sit there. And like, I mean, I'm sitting there and I'm just like rubbing my head and then like I'm like talking to myself at this point. I'm just like, what the fuck? So like they could probably hear the murmuring of just across the water.
Yeah, they'll call out to you a couple more times, but like they're gonna keep their light trained in that area until like you get up and leave or answer them.
And the thing is I'm just gonna be like hunkered in. I mean, I would assume I made it where like you crawl in and you are like covered and it's just like eye holes. Like you're like in hiding. So I'm just gonna be sitting there and just like so they might see like the ball like like listening of a brain. What?
Go ahead and make a sneak and roll.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll their cognition just to
This
see.
is how Numb got shot by the town guard.
I'm sure it's not the first time it's happened.
But for this town guard,
For
probably.
this town guard, yeah.
He's gonna get shot and then pull out his punch card and be like, if I get 2 more towns, I get a sandwich.
Where's he pulling the punch card out of? Dude's naked.
Do you know the answer to that question?
15.
Okay. So they don't spot where exactly you're at. After a while, like there's like, okay, like you can hear them like murmuring to themselves, like, oh man. Well, whatever it is, we'll just keep an eye on over that in that direction just in case. Because about 5 minutes goes past, 10 minutes goes past, like you're still not coming out.
Yeah, no, I'm hunkered in. I'm watching them, trying to look at me.
Looking at you,
Maybe
looking
I
at me.
Maybe I chuckle a little bit. Maybe I laugh a little bit. You know.
Oh, 'cause that'll be better.
Numb becomes the new cryptid of Red Sticks.
No, that's my job. I'm the cryptid.
Mm-mm.
We have to compete
I'm
for
just a
who's
boy.
the
Gators.
most cryptid.
There's no reason you can't have 2.
I mean, facts.
All right. Eventually the night goes on through. There are a couple people that approach your little hovel from the backside. If you want to
Keep
make
quiet.
if you want to make a sight-based cognition.
Well, I can see from the backside.
Oh, that's fair.
I'm enclosed. I can hear it. I can hear them like trompling around, but that's about it.
Okay. Go ahead and make another sneak roll for me.
He's just in a hovel. He just dug himself a burrow.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Also, even is Numb actually naked or? Okay.
That's just a slight little yeah.
Like, I realized that going into the session that I still hadn't put my clothes back on.
Well, you put them on for like a moment, but I think you
And then you
stripped
took
them
them
back
back
off
off.
again.
Yeah, the explosion happened, and I was like Superman, whip my clothes off, and just take off running. Like,
I'm sad I missed that.
We're gonna go to
Holy
some place.
shit.
Numb's gonna
12,
dip
12,
into
and 9. 24, 33.
Okay.
Praise.
All right. You go undetected. You still hear people like they're looking for you
But they can't find your little hidey hole.
throughout the night, but they can't find you.
Yeah.
And they're just like, okay, maybe we're just like on edge. Maybe it's
Maybe
fine.
it echoed off of something else. Or...
Yeah.
Little did they know, there's the most dangerous predator out there.
But you go through until morning, just kind of listening. Nothing comes up. No people get dragged off.
as I start like, because I'm not around anybody, no one's finding me. I'm gonna start like coming down from the stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and then like I'm gonna assume it's like here and there I'm hearing people like periodically
Trying to find whatever
walking
the
around.
fuck
And
you
when I
did
hear
that
like,
noise.
I guess when I hear footsteps walking away at some point, I'm just gonna take out like a rock or something and just blunk into the fucking water, just to.
All right, patrolling the town guards. Got it.
I'm getting minor entertainment now. I have to get out. I don't have my cards. I don't have anything to juggle. I ain't got no outlets. This is the next best thing.
I mean,
Oh,
with the shit that's been coming out of the water today, they're probably scared.
yes. All right, you successfully patrol the guards for the night, and they cannot locate you in your little foxhole that you've dug for yourself.
And metal and dirt.
Metal and trash and debris.
I just imagine like Numb's bent over, like just ass here digging a hole.
All right. Morning comes.
5 in the morning.
You wake up at 5 in the morning on the dot.
Stretch, stiff, extra sore because I fell asleep in the movie theater chair.
Mm-hmm. You do wake up, and there is like a little throw blanket that's over you.
I
That's
have to turn for like most of the day like this, like
Like Batman
Yeah,
turn.
like
Yeah,
Batman.
the one I sent you.
Yes. Because he fell back with his head like this, so it's just getting up like
Oh
Dramatic
god,
music.
I can't look left. Oh god.
yeah. Now I have to turn the whole body. All right, get it off.
As you're kind of like trying to stretch and unstiffen yourself, you
Ow.
feel something kind of like just smack you in the back of the head. Not heavy, just like getting pegged with something in the back of the head.
Turn to
As you turn,
Ow! Hold up.
shut the fuck up! People are sleeping, dumbass. You could hear Raynard.
Yeah, I know. And I'm coming over, like rubbing my neck because I turned to like look what it was, and
She threw a piece of popcorn that was like on the ground at your head for reference.
yeah, I figured it was something like that.
But as you kind of like get up, she just kind of like motions over to the door.
Walk out with her.
As you make your way outside, you catch up with her. She hands you a fresh cup of black coffee.
Take the cup, and I also reach up behind my ear, take out the half finished cigarette, and to finish it, the one I put out before the movie. Thank you.
Sleeping in chairs like we used to ain't good for the body. Well, all the old joints and whatnot.
No, it ain't. But I fell asleep where I done fell asleep.
You see her pull out like a cigar, cut it, light it. I assume you ain't find nothing on your patrols?
Nope. Very quiet. It might have been the only one, or the other one dipped out. Assuming you didn't find anything on yours.
A couple of my boys said they heard screaming and wailing off in the night, but they couldn't find nothing up near the north end on the wall.
Weird.
Someone screaming something about Bruce.
Walk back over, pull the door open, look in, see Bruce is in there, right?
Yeah, he's just out on the floor. Just
Close the door back in, go back to her. Weird.
Yeah, I noticed your scantily clad friend ain't around either, so.
Yeah. He was. To come to think of it, he was heading up that way. And I've only known him like 2 days now. But he don't sleep too good. Maybe that was him.
Hey. Well, nobody went missing, so I'll take that as a win.
Yeah. Or it could have been just something else up there screaming. Fuck, I don't know. We got y'all had an invasion force. We got someone working black magic.
Ugh. You just see like the look on their faces, like, yeah, this fucking bullshit.
Right.
But speaking of your friend, what was his name again? Numb?
Yeah,
I ain't seen him around. He ain't with you, so just keep an eye out. He's the only one that ain't turned up.
Yeah. I'll keep an eye out for him. See if he saw or heard anything while he was up that way, if he stayed up there. Finish the cigarette, flick the bud into the water. Because we're outside, right?
Yeah.
So like kind of turn around, lean back on like a railing or an edge, sipping the coffee. So imagine today we'll head out, try to do some scouting.
Yeah, Tinsdale's man will be heading out in a few hours. I'm about to go talk to him right now.
Alright.
So maybe give your folks a little bit more time to sleep, wake them up in a bit.
Yeah, they can have it a rest. I got a question for you, Evelyn.
Shoot.
Folks, you guys' main food supply around here is in the farms, right?
Yeah, we got a lot of vegetables, things like that, but a lot of the things we do, getting protein for people, do fishing, a little bit of trapping here and there. Sometimes people go, when we get one of them big ass gators, they'll feed us for quite a bit.
You fish in here?
When we can. Can't always fish in the same place, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, you can't. Alright. Kent mulls over some thought. Like, he's not hiding the fact that he's just mulling over some thoughts. And I think by, like, Evelyn could probably tell he's got something on his mind.
Yep.
And he kind of leaves an unspoken question in the air, but just kind of finishes coffee.
Yeah, spit it out or what?
It's one of those things that I can't exactly say.
So you just kind of like roll their eyes. All right, old man. Well,
I will keep you informed as much as I can. But it's just something that might come up a little later.
noted.
You'll be the first to know.
Stretch out your old bones, loosen up.
Yeah.
You see her. She got probably about half of her cigar left as she just kind of like pats it out, kind of brushes it off. You see her like stow it away in a pack.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of gives you a little handshake as she walks off towards Tinsdale's place.
All right. I'm gonna go about trying to work out all the stiffness in my body while I wait for other people to get up.
All right.
Probably go to the bathroom, give myself a little whore bath.
It's legit. I mean, the showers are working still if you want to go take a shower.
Yeah.
Okay. You go about your morning routine.
which very much involves walking around naked too much in a public locker room. Way too comfortable with his body.
Fair enough. A couple hours goes by. It's about 7 o'clock. If anyone else would like to wake up, you're more than welcome to.
That's probably when I'll be waking up.
Okay.
I think. Lulu, Juicy, or Parker?
Lulu's probably, like, curled up
Who's
all
probably
the
wakes
way in one chair with just a blanket over. It hasn't woken up.
Yeah.
Fully nested.
Fully nested. Just metal arms sticking out somewhere awkward.
You know,
probably wake up like 30 minutes to an hour after DT does. That's usually when he wakes up.
All right.
And as I said in chat, I'm emerging from my hole once the sun rises.
I want a David Attenborough like nature documentary voiceover of Num's activities so bad.
And here,
It's the elusive Num.
And like I'm gonna, when I do it, I'm gonna do it slowly. I'm gonna try to make there to be little to no like attention to myself. Not like pop out and be like, hi. No, I'm gonna like slink out of it and like
Just
Go ahead.
crawl.
attempt
Go ahead
to
and-
sneak.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and make another sneak roll.
It'd be funny. He just starts making whole ass tunnel systems in the walls. Just...
And then I'm getting a -2 for lack of sleep.
Have you been? Is this the third time you haven't slept?
Second.
Second. So yeah, -2 to all your rolls.
All right. So then a 14.
Oh, a guard does notice you
Perfect.
as you kind of like get up and you're moving slowly. You're keeping eyes on them, and you can see kind of like one dude like looking around out across the water. You see another dude as he kind of like turns. You can see him like squint and look as he kind of like levels his gun. He's just like, "Hey,
I'm gonna
who?"
I'm gonna take off and dive into the water.
Okay. Go ahead and
Oh,
make
God.
a nimbleness roll. So are you diving on the outside of the wall or the inside of the wall? So outside of the
So, like-
wall, yeah.
Like the walls here. There's the outside, the inside,
Yeah, so the
and
inside
I was like
inside-
stationed, looking directly at the guard shack. So it'd be
Okay.
like
So south would be like you're driving towards town.
I'd
North
be
would be
I'd be
out of
probably climbing and jumping into the water west. Technically, so it'd be like in between the like.
town. So like
So
right.
like as I'm like slinking out, I'm like coming out and then being like, oh no, and then like sprinting and jumping towards the
Like he-
water.
Yeah, so like if you look on the corner of the map where you're at right now, so like west would be towards the guard tower.
Yes, yeah, that's what I'm doing. This is
Okay.
exactly what I'm doing. Is I'm running like and diving into the water towards the guard tower.
that's gonna
Okay.
be shot.
What did you get for your nimbleness?
And 8 - 2, so 6.
All right, so you make it about here.
Some of us wake up with a cup of coffee and an old friend. Some of us wake up, rest and relaxed. Numb wakes up, gets shot.
No wakes up.
Um,
Choose violence.
Where is your trajectory, Num?
Into just I don't know, into the water. I'm like just kind of like getting like it doesn't have to be clean at all. I'm just getting to the water. That is the goal.
You're currently in the water.
Perfect.
Where would
And
you
I'm
like?
gonna I'm gonna try to be under the water and swim towards the guard shack.
Okay. Go ahead
Meanwhile,
and make it. Go ahead and make a swimming roll. Give me a moment as I go look up the drowning rules.
Hey, I swim.
You are one of our 2 stronger swimmers.
You are.
What an interesting life Dumb lives.
I got an 11 on my swimming.
That's actually decent.
Okay.
God, stop.
Alrighty. 11 there, so that's pretty good. You make it about halfway there. You are under the water. Anyone that is awake, you can hear a bell start sounding off coming from the north. Num, you're gonna get a couple shot in your direction.
Mhm.
They're both going to miss.
What is this after I am done in my shower and locker room excursions?
Yeah.
I guess at that time I'm gonna pop my head up. So good morning, folks.
One of them is gonna kind of like panic shoot at you. So we'll see if that hits. Nope, that also misses. Just be like, what the fuck, man? Why are you naked and why are you like hiding in a hole in the ground?
I was on guard duty before you. Why weren't you here? Hours ago. There was nobody here.
I was sleeping.
Uh-huh. I've been here the whole time. I've been watching.
Just a crazy
You picked your
eyes.
nose exactly. You picked your nose exactly 6 times.
You saw that?
Every time. And the fact that you wiped it on your buddy's jacket isn't cool either.
Oh, you can see like one of them kind of like turn back, like the fuck, man. And as you're like talking to them, you can also see 2 more guards kind of like coming up. Right about now is when rotation switch would be. I don't think you know this person, but the audience will know this person. One of the people is oh man, I forgot his name. It was one of the townsfolk with the shovel. They got shot in the neck and decapitated a couple of people.
Oh, what did we name him? He was a badass.
I don't remember either.
Either way.
Either
But
way,
at this point,
you-
at this point, Num has gone from like treading water to the whole, Jungle Book blue floating on his back, kind of like just little kicks. Like this is just a good morning.
Mhm.
Floating on his back, business out.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
You can hear the other guards kind of like approaching. And they're just like, "What the hell's going on over there?" They're just yelling back and forth. There's this like naked, clear guy in the water.
I'm like, what's going on here? That one over there's picking his nose too much. He's worried about the color of it and consistency. It has nothing to do with what's actually coming through the water.
You can see the older gentleman. He has his like rusty shovel on his shoulder. He like comes over to the other guards and he just like smacks one of them on the head. And you hear him kind of like grumbly, unintelligibly talk at this person. You just kind of hear him. Usually, well, rain or no, just good. Oh, okay. You see him just kind of like look out at you, Numb, and he just gives you like a thumbs up.
Uh-huh. And I thought I'm like, uh-huh. And I'm just gonna I'm just gonna go. Like that was it. I'm done.
You just hear the guard that you caught picking their nose and wiping it on their friend's jacket. He said like you're friends with one of Raynard's buddies.
Yeah,
the
Reynolds.
Yeah, no, Sure, whatever. You're friends with the
Yeah.
old guy with a lot of arms.
Yeah. I don't know. Friends is loose, but yeah. Well, they brought me here.
Okay. Well, just don't like cause any more trouble, all right?
The only one causing trouble is you. As I just like backstroke out of there, I'm just like, all right, I'm done.
Backstroke, deck
I'm
out.
over this.
What a exit! What a way to exit!
Alright. But yeah, so the rest of you kind of hear alarm, couple gunshots go off from the north. What do you all do? Kent, you're like just getting out of the shower as this happens.
Drying off everything. I have 2 towels in both arms to expedite the drying process.
Alright.
I mean, Bruce will go outside and see what's going on because he missed a zombie. That's another
Yeah, that's
one. He's
what
gonna
DT
get it.
will do too.
Yeah.
Okay. As you guys kind of like make your way out, you can move up to kind of where you guys had the vantage point when the siege was happening. Anybody who wants to make their way over there can give me a sight-based cognition.
Yeah.
I'm napping.
Ooh.
Lulu, actually go ahead and give me a hearing-based cognition because the alarm was going off.
Eight.
DT got a 12.
Okay. I will say you do wake up to the sound of the alarm and kind of like a little bit of not a lot of panic, but people kind of like getting startled by that situation happening. I will say you kind of like slowly wake up to where you can catch up with everybody, but you're gonna be a little bit behind.
Okay. Trailing
All right,
behind, half bedhead.
Yeah. Still have like a blankie over your shoulder.
Oh, 100%.
All right, what did you guys get for your rolls?
DT got a 12.
I got a 9. Yeah, I put it in the chat.
And Kent, you could also make it over there a little bit later than the first two, but you will catch up with them eventually. And
Gotcha.
what did you get? If you want to roll sight-based cognition, you can as well.
Me? Sure.
Yeah, you.
Oh, that's a little too peppy, isn't it?
Ooh, 2 explosions. Explode. 14.
Okay. So you all will eventually see kind of like a standoff going off for a short while, but you can see a very familiar looking figure, and you're pretty sure he's naked, just kind of like floating on his backstroking away from the middle of the water by the guard tower. You all recognize it as Gnome.
Bruce is like, hey, Dom!
We recognize that see-through dick anyway.
That's
You
only
doing
the
okay?
That's the second see-through dick I've ever seen.
I'm gonna. Do I hear Bruce?
I'd assume so. He can be loud when he wants to be.
I'm gonna like almost like alligator death roll, like sit up in the water and just be like, Bruce.
He just stops. He's like, yeah?
And then I'm treading water. Like I'm gunning it
Going,
towards
okay.
Bruce.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So Num will eventually wind up getting to where the dock is below you guys. So you guys can meet him down there if you'd like.
Yeah.
Head on down. Where the fuck? Somebody grabbed me already. Okay.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
grabbed everybody but me. There we go.
And Lulu, you'll kind of catch the tail end of that exchange, so you can like see them heading down towards the dock area.
With her blankie.
Mhm. You see Num kind of like diving through the water like a weird alligator, shark, dolphin.
Like
That
a
is
gator
also
bear or something like that.
that's also naked. You see him kind of like scramble up onto the dock and just kind of like flop onto the dock and stand up, just kind of shake himself off a little bit.
And I'm gonna look at Bruce. And then is DT and Kent there?
Yeah,
I'm gonna look at them and be like, learn how to speak English. Learn how to speak. You watch your step.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna just like and just fucking scurry off. That's it. I'm just gonna fucking
all of you can make a scrutinize roll for me if you would like.
I don't know
Was
if I want to.
Was I there for
I'm
that?
gonna.
Yeah, did I get yelled at?
Yes, you were there also.
Did you yell at Lulu's for specific anything?
Oh yeah. And I'm gonna look at Lulu and be like, watch your step too. And then I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna do like, and then, like my eyes are gonna like shudder while I'm like looking at Lulu, saying like very, very intensely, just like watch your step.
Can I choose not to scrutinize at all,
Yeah,
Brian?
you know, as I said, if you would like to.
I got a 13.
Because
Lulu's very confused.
6. Anybody else rolling?
I'm not bothering to try to comprehend this man.
ET, are you rolling at all or no?
Nope.
Okay. All right. So, Bruce, you're not really
Yeah.
quite
yeah.
sure what the
Yeah.
fuck he's talking about.
Bruce, like, he'll sit there for a while, he'll look at his feet. Just look at his feet again. Okay.
Lulu, you're also not quite sure what he's talking about, but just the way that he's been acting, and from what you can just kind of gather from him, like he looks like he probably hasn't slept in a few days.
Yo, have you been seeing shit?
He's just gonna like slowly turn. Like what?
Like, I don't know. You know what? I don't know. Just forget I said anything. I don't even.
Okay. Yeah, and then like I guess I'll also respond to Bruce looking up and down, and be like, "Good," and just scamper off. Like just, I'm gonna go get my gear. I'm gonna go get my stuff. Which
I'm worried about him.
I
don't
think
think-
DT has your stuff.
I don't know.
I in fact do.
I-
So Num, you go like trotting off, and then you stop.
Yeah, and I'm doing like the like in a hurry, and then I like kick a foot forward, and I'm like, wait a second. And then I'm just gonna slowly turn around and just look at DT, be like, "Oh yeah," and then I'm gonna like kind of like jog up to TT and be like, just open up my hands, like, "Yeah."
Give
I'm gonna
me.
assume he wants his stuff I've been packing around. Just hand. I'm not even gonna say anything. Just hold it out.
I'm gonna snag it up like a raccoon, just fucking scurry off, and then like find a place to put my clothes back on, take off a little bit more.
Has he slept since we met him?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I'm worried about him.
I'm also worried, but the That's a whole lot to unpack.
I ain't that kind of doctor.
I think he just needs a friend.
I think dude needs a nap.
Maybe both. Both.
I don't think he's gonna make friends if he doesn't fucking sleep.
But I like him. I'm trying.
Ken's gonna look to DT. Did he tell us both to learn English? I hear that right?
I don't. Was he talking to us?
I think so.
He was.
I really don't know.
I don't know either. I'm half tempted to only speak to him in Spanish now.
Ooh,
That's
that is a
Spanish.
good idea.
Yeah, only half tempted. My Spanish ain't that great.
Is this something we're gonna try to deal with, or are we just gonna pretend it's
I-
over here and
Uh,
not?
I don't know. I've not had the best interactions with him when I've tried to speak with him.
Is there any kind of like medicines that can help you sleep? Think that would help him?
Alcohol?
That's not medicine, but yeah. Put me to
The
sleep.
hell it isn't.
It's not medicine.
It's a drug.
Drugs is medicine.
No.
What's the difference?
Bruce, alcohol has been employed as a medicine at times in the past.
Eh. I guess.
Don't argue with me, youngster.
So is cocaine.
Hey. What?
What?
We don't need. He needs the opposite of that.
Maybe that actually would calm him down.
No.
Sure.
No, do not give him cocaine.
I wasn't gonna.
Oh my
Okay.
god. I don't
I've
think any
seen-
of us have cocaine. I hope none of us have cocaine.
Let's just keep an eye. I don't know if any of you guys want to try approaching him. I haven't had the best luck. I'm just
Oh.
gonna keep an eye on him and try to help him where I can.
I'll try talking to him.
I mean, I can try to keep an eye on him, but he might just try to stab one of us at this rate. I
He
have a
won't
feeling-
stab you. He doesn't have knives. He has the bowling pins.
Okay, then
Well,
I
he
put
has
a
his
bowling
teeth.
pin through my skull.
I don't want that either. I saw what he. Yeah.
Like,
By the way, these
he's not
pretzels are only a little stale and still pretty great. Hey, Numb, have you eaten anything yet?
From what I would say, I didn't think I traveled too far from the crew.
No,
Just like around the corner.
yeah, you're just like like where they're standing at. You're like up on this little second balcony area in the corner. Like you can hear everything that they're saying.
Yeah, I'm gonna like pop my head over the edge, be like, when?
To this morning.
This morning or yesterday morning?
Let's go get you some food, buddy.
It's all one morning, I guess. It's all one long morning.
All right. Well, I think it's time. You had a good wake up. Swim. You can tell us about what you saw on your watch, and let's go get some food. Just kind of be in a relaxed setting, and just we ain't gotta go out in the swamps yet. Let's keep enjoying the luxury while we got it.
I'm gonna sit on the stairs. I'm just gonna sit there and look at Kent. I'm like, oh yeah, you want to talk about it?
Yeah. I want to know what you saw and how the patrol went. What you didn't see all night.
Well, the goddamn Gator Bear ate Bruce and I. You and DT don't know how to speak, and Lulu, I don't know, fell through stuff. You want to talk about it?
Yeah, we could talk about it. Folks,
Get out of here.
we're worried about you. We'll make sure you're doing all right.
I'm doing great.
Respectfully, son, I'd like to disagree with that statement.
Bruce just kind of points at Kent. Like, yes, that.
What do you mean
Hmm.
fell through stuff?
I don't know how else to put it. You fell through stuff. You felt walking path, like I don't know, like that. And he's gonna just point over to like the wall.
Uh-huh.
You were walking, you fell. Bruce, I employed Battle Bruce, and Bruce and I got ate.
Okay.
That
Oh.
sound- Go ahead.
Yeah, that doesn't sound good.
Sounds like you had a nightmare, buddy. Because I was sleeping in the theater.
Yeah, I slept all night.
I'm gonna hold up the blanket.
So Num, as they're like kind of talking to you, like as you're like retelling this story to them, you're having little flashes here and there of the visions that you had,
Mhm.
and it kind of clicks in your head. The townsfolk, they're sending out scouts today. You wanted to go with them. They were going to take you guys to go scout. Do with that information what you will.
Scouts. I'm gonna like pause in the middle of our conversation, like, oh, I gotta go, and just jump to my feet and hightail it to Tinsdale's.
We're supposed to be like going. Where are you going?
Scouting. I gotta go. Got things to do. Got places to be.
We're all
Got to deal
gonna
with
go
that whole.
scouting.
You need to eat something. Drink
Kent,
water.
Kent, you would also know that they're probably not leaving for another like half hour,
I know.
45 minutes. Okay.
Yeah. Look, we got time. I already talked to Rainer. We got time.
You're saying this, and I'm gonna be like, fine. I'm gonna lean over and take a bite out of one of the posts that are just on the dock. I'm like, fiber, and I'm gonna chew it, and I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna keep going.
Kent is not moving forward. All four hands are up, like.
I'm gonna follow him. I'll bring him food.
Just the boy needs to eat, drink.
I'm gonna give him a plate, just shove it in his face.
Thank you, Bruce.
I got it.
Is Lulu still standing there?
Bruce
Yeah.
just.
I'm just gonna lean down to Lulu and be like, I think something broke inside him.
You think? I'm not sure what gave you that clue.
No, that's a mentally well-adjusted person over there.
I am.
When did you figure that out? Was the freaking out that he got things handed to him after doing a show, or
Wait.
when he threw a bowling pin through a rat, or is it just now we're figuring this out?
Oh no, we've just had time to stop and recoup a little.
Lulu, do me a favor and roll me a spirit roll, please.
Okay. Where is... There it is. I don't have my physical dice out. Yes, that's right. Hello? Can you just... There we go.
Oh, there.
10.
Okay. Thank you.
What do you mean, thank you? The fuck you mean, thank you? welcome.
So, Bruce, you're going to go get food for Num. Yes?
Yes. Yes.
The wrong chips.
All right. Where are the rest of you guys headed? I know you're going to Tinsdale's, Num. Where's everybody else going?
We could just
Yeah.
go. We could go to Tinsdale's just to stick around with Numb and not
Do not understand.
split up as much.
It's fair. Bruce is going over to the saloon to go talk to Sadie to get some breakfast. If you guys wanted to go there, you could as well.
I'll go help Bruce. I got extra arms. I'll help, but I'll bring us food over. If you guys, assuming you guys haven't eaten yet. So if you two want to go follow Numb, we'll meet up in a minute.
I'm gonna run to the medical place and doctor up my leg.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a medicine roll for that. And then Lily, where are you going?
I'm curious enough to follow the crazy person at a decent distance.
And also, so for healing, Henry, you won't be able to reduce that wound so the way that medicine works in this, if it is not magical healing, so you treat the initial wound, and then your next time that you will be able to heal it, unless you're doing it by some other means, it will be a natural healing roll within the next 5 days, I believe. Just for reference.
I believe
Okay.
it's 7 unless you have hardy.
Oh
It's
yeah, that's
5.
what I was thinking of. So it's 7 days, or if you have the hardy edge, you can do it in 5. But you can still tend to it every day, which you wouldn't have to do just yet. It would be a little bit later in the day. And then when you make that natural healing roll, you'll get pluses to it because you're under a doctor's care. Small child.
Okay. I'll go ahead and go now. I also sent you a message.
Yep.
I'll tend to that.
Alrighty.
And I'm just gonna change bandages.
You got it, buddy. So Lulu, where'd you say you were going? With them to Tinsdale's, or are you going to the saloon?
The Tinsdales.
Okay.
Following crazy.
Just we'll
Alright.
catch up and bring him. I'll help bring food.
All right, everybody splits off. Bruce and Kent, you make your way into the saloon. It's not super busy. You see Sadie over at the bar top. Oh, morning. Y'all seem like you're in a hurry.
Hello. Go ahead.
I was gonna say a little bit. We got a scouting today.
We got wrangle a few folks. So we're wondering if we could get some a few meals to go.
For y'all, don't worry about it. I'll be back. Give me about 10 minutes.
Yeah,
You see,
okay.
you see here, like, stop doing the standard bartender cleaning out with a single glass. Puts it down, heads to the back. You guys wait about 10 minutes. You can smell the food cooking. It smells pretty good. Brings it out a little bit of a mystery meat that is on there, and some vegetables.
Yeah.
A little bit of like hashed brown potatoes and some broccoli on there.
I love me potato.
You see her come out. She's it's all just kind of like mixed in. There's also some eggs. It's kind of like a scramble.
Mhm.
And she brings you a couple bowls. She's like, okay. So you put down all the bowls, and it's enough for everybody in your posse.
All right. Well, we owe you.
On the house. Get out of here. I know you got stuff to do.
Thank you much.
Thank you. Yeah.
And I will carry 4.
All right. PT, you go change your bandages. It'll take just about as much time as they will.
Yep.
And then we will pop over to y'all over at Tinsdale's place. So Num, you make it there a little bit before Lulu, but she's kind of scampering behind you.
I'm gonna get to the door and be like, "Hey, Mr. Tinsdale!" Oh God.
Yes, the door's open.
Yeah, and I'm gonna walk in.
All right. Lulu, do you let yourself in as well?
Yes.
Okay. You guys make your way in kind of like down and through into his shop. And you can see that he's like kind of off in the back talking to Luke and 2 other gentlemen.
I'm gonna like go up, and position myself in between 2 of the chairs and like crouch down. So what are we talking about?
Just giving my recyclers some intel on the information that we talked about yesterday. How are they're planning on going scouting? Did any of you plan on going with them? Not that
Me,
I'm
absolutely.
asking. Okay, all right.
Absolutely. And like be like, yep, that's the plan.
And your friend as well.
I'm gonna slowly turn.
He's looking at Lulu.
And I'm just gonna like look at Lulu, like,
Yeah. Sure.
Lulu's still with the blankie.
It's probably still hanging off of her arm, yeah.
It just got caught. Okay,
She got stuck in the metal piece and she just hasn't bothered doing anything about it.
All right. Well, if it's just the both of you, okay. Then he's just kind of like starts thinking to himself.
Some of the others might come, but I'm not sure. We haven't exactly had time to talk this morning.
Well, I suppose we can wait to see if they show up. You can make yourselves comfortable. He like kind of gestures at some of the chairs that are around the shop.
Go open up the fridge and see if there's any cheese left.
That would be upstairs in their living quarters. You guys are down in the workshop.
I'm gonna be like, hey, I'll be right back, and I'm gonna go trot up to the living quarters and go try to find some cheese that may or may not be there.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Charcuterie board.
Go ahead and roll a search roll for me.
I'm not even gonna say anything. I'm just be like, right back.
Good.
As Lou's just left with that group. And she's just gonna go, I don't think that man has slept since we met him.
I got a 4.
Okay. You're rifling around in there. And you think you find what you think is cheese?
If being out by myself taught me anything, I'm gonna sniff it.
Okay. You start sniffing it, and as you do, you can hear. So the rest of you, would you knock on Tinsdale's door? I don't know who this truffle freak is that popped into this
Boop.
band.
Nobody look at my Steam. There you go.
So, like on the way back, Kent would offer like a hand over one of the food bowls so Bruce can give. He's like, you can give this to Num. You two I'm gonna let you try to bridge that gap, not me. And then I would knock on the door.
Oh,
Num, you hear a knock on the door behind you.
It's gonna like slowly pan over at the door, and I'm just gonna stare at the door.
You get no response to the door.
Yeah, good. The door's not moving. It's great. We're having a great time right now.
No,
Whatever I think is food.
more so I was letting Clark and them know, like, you get no
Yeah.
response to the door.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Yeah.
good. There's no movement from the door. We're all right. We're gravy. We're smooth sailing.
This is the way
So
we're
whatever
supposed to roll in, right?
Whatever I found in the food, whatever I found, like food wise, I'm gonna smell it, and I'm
Bruce is
staring
gonna
at the
crack
door.
open the door.
I'm gonna like stare at the door, and I'm gonna like try to like eat whatever
Whatever it is. Okay.
whatever it is.
So Bruce, you kind of like pop your head in there, and you
Yeah.
can see Num has like something in his hand. And he's just kind of like,
Hey, he just pulls out a bowl. We got your food.
I'm gonna throw whatever I have in my hand at the door.
all right, go ahead and make a throw and roll.
$13.
All right. Go ahead and give me a location.
Yeah. 16.
So Bruce, as you kind of like pop your head in and see this happening, you just see Num kind of like look over at you real quick and just huck something like towards the door frantically. And something kind of like hits you like in your chest area.
Hey,
As it does, it just kind of like splats on you, and you see
Yeah.
kind of like little seeds start like dripping down the front of your chest.
still hungry?
I'm gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna walk up and like take my finger and like swipe some of it off of Bruce's like chest, and just like, that was good too.
Bruce just holds the bowl in his face. Food.
And then just with the other hand, just like grab the bowl of food
There you go.
and just like sidestep away while like keeping an eye on the door. And then I'm not even gonna use if there's whatever. I'm just like bowl
Huh.
up, like Bruce is there, and I'm just like,
Bruce, are we going inside or what? Like,
Yeah, now we are. We're fine. Let's go open
Oh.
the door.
okay.
whoa, 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 whoa.
What?
Watch your step.
I'm watching my feet. I'm okay.
All right. And proceeds to just keep it like the bird eye, just like watching him while I'm eating.
Come in after.
All right.
Is Lulu in here? We got food for her too.
Yeah.
She's
I'm
down
just
in
gonna,
the
like,
actual workroom.
One hand like point like down like there.
All right. Thank you. And I'll start heading down that way.
All right. You guys make your way down to the shop.
Give Lulu her food. Wave hi to Tinsdale. Like give him the two finger.
He nods at your guys' entrance, and you can see him kind of like acknowledge your entrance, and then turn back and talk to Luke and the two other gentlemen that he was talking to.
Do they just look like other recyclers or?
Yeah. They look a little bit more well equipped than your average county that is here. Let's see. Let me try to locate these silly stat blocks. And Lulu, while you were here, you just kind of overheard them talking about where they'll be scouting out south of here in the city ruins is probably the best bet to start looking.
All right.
You do wind up catching their names. As you refers to one as Joe and the other one as Charles, which I thought was really funny because we have friends that we were talking about that those are their names, and we had Henry and Clark already.
Now we have.
Like I said, just every typical white dude name.
Yeah. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, they're like lightly armored. Not anywhere near. Well, I guess you guys don't have a lot of like heavy armor or anything that you're wearing. Here we
I
go.
have a
Joe
metal
and
arm.
Charles. One of them's got a pump shotgun. Or actually, both of them have pump shotguns and knives, flashlights. Just kind of like a little bit heavier clothes. Some like leathers on them as well. Joe is in his late 20s, has dark hair and a very deep tan. Charles is a little bit older, you'd probably guess almost near 30. He has a little bit of salt and peppering going on in his hair. You see Tinsdale like turn around as you guys are kind of like eating your breakfast. As I had stated before, these are my two recyclers, Joe Ratcliffe and Charles Leroux. You see them both just kind of be like, "Hey, what's up?"
Howdy.
I had talked with your friend Lulu and Num, I believe his name is. Ran off somewhere. Both of them said that they were going to be going on the scouting. Are any of you planning on going with as well?
Oh. Is there a limit to how many can fit on the boats, or?
I could send a bigger one if all of you would like to go. That's fine.
We got another fellow on the way. DT just had to stop at the hospital. If it's not an inconvenience, I'd like to go as well. I think most of us were interested, if I recall.
Understood. And you see him turn to Luke and say, "Go prepare my boat for them." Luke goes, "Yep, got it, boss." See him kind of trot off out towards the docks. Okay. Denzel just kind of like busies himself around the shop until you guys are done eating.
DT make it back by now?
Yep, about now. DT, you're upstairs. Num, if you're still up there, he's away. I'm just gonna, for simplicity, say that you run into Num and you guys make your way down to the shop.
Give him his food.
You get a bowl of food, it's like a breakfast scramble, some mystery meat in it. It tastes pretty good. Got a little bit of a kick to it. Some interesting spice blend.
Joe, Charles, how long y'all been doing this?
A few years now. The younger one speaks up.
Imagine you're both pretty familiar with the area then.
You see Charles kind of like nod. Yeah, we both know it pretty well. We were down there pretty recently before the other two went down there. You see him kind of like still kind of processing that information.
Yeah. Well, look forward to working with you, and you know, happy to have you guys as guides around for the area. We'll do our best to help out, not be in the way, and hell, maybe get a little closer to dealing with this problem.
Sounds like a plan.
You got any ideas where boat that's riverboat size would be able to travel and like shack up?
Denzel kind of like thinks on that for a minute. Seeing their patterns from what you all talked about, seems like they're trying to scavenge for supplies, things, ammunition, guns, food, most likely. Down in the ruins to the south of here, we have been very fruitful, our findings down there, so I think that would be with where they seem to come from the assault. I think that might be a good place to start. And also that's similar area to where the two previous recyclers were headed down to.
Gotcha. And Kent's like taking out his notebook and like got down while he's eating his food and still like, Joe and Charles, you guys been doing this for a few years now and traveling out. There's a bunch of weird shit I imagine you've been able to see in swamps and in the ruins. Anything?
Here and there, usually try to avoid that kind of stuff, but
Yeah, but like, what's some of the weirdest shit you've seen to give us like a idea what to expect and look for? And like, aside from just like, the gators and some of the wildlife, like the weird shit.
See the younger one kind of like pondering on it. Like he's kind of like at a loss for words.
Mm-hmm.
Charles, the older one, kind of has more of like a more stoic look on his face, like he's holding stuff back.
I've been around for a long time. I've seen my fair share of weirdness, and honestly, you ain't gonna startle me with anything you have seen. I know there's a fair chance you probably have. Just looking to information that can help. Please. Can I roll like a persuasion or something?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. It's a 7.
Okay.
I don't know if there's any bonuses for being a law dog or ranger or anything like that.
Yeah, I think you probably get like a +2. I'll give you a 9 on that one.
Cool.
Because like you guys have helped the town out. They are your allies, and you are a Texas Ranger and friends with Raynard from the past. So. Okay. You see Joe kind of like do a deep exhale. Oh, strangest thing I've ever seen. I didn't really get a great look at it, so could also just been, you know, eyes playing tricks on me.
Yeah.
But I could have swore, and I know things are strange nowadays, but it almost looked like a man, right? It's like he kind of like looks at Bruce and like points at Bruce, like sizing him up.
Huh.
About that big, maybe a little bit bigger.
Oh. Pretty big.
Okay.
But it had like a fin coming out the back of its neck. It just had these claws and these teeth.
Kent's like writing his notes down and like at the description just stops partway through.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Alright. Well.
I don't like that.
Hoping that was just something your eyes was playing tricks on you, or in that case. Kent kind of like eyes, when the pen stopped, his eyes like unconsciously like drifted over, looking towards Lulu, and then looks back at Joe and Charles. Running with something like that before, and it's not great. So hopefully you either just were mistaken, or we can just avoid that.
Yeah, other than that, usually we try to steer clear of most of the dangerous spots. You know, most of the dangerous things usually is people out there, right? Or the wildlife.
Yeah. And Kent just writes in his notes like, no zombies. It circles that, closes his notebook.
About that tail end of this conversation, you see Luke come back in. All right, boss. Boat's all good to go. Got some fuel in it, though. You know, so I don't know if he like ran down the like how this works for you guys. Luke's just kind of like looking at all of you eating your food, or finishing up your food. But it's kind of similar to like you don't have a lot of gas, so like don't use it all up. Usually when we go out, we'll there's a bunch of, let's get the, yeah, you're big, you're strong. I've seen you. He points at Num. He's like, you're strong. Okay, you guys will be good. You might be able to go pretty fast. He's just kind of like mumbling to himself.
I can run real fast.
Oh, no, rowing.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like a
I do
rowing
that too.
motion.
Do that. Kind of like show off his muscles.
You see Tinsdale kind of just like smirk a little bit. Yes, most of the time traversing the waterways, you'll be using either we have long poles or oars in the boats. The motors that you have on there are mainly for the smaller trolling motors, so that you won't go particularly fast with them, but some places require it. But Joe and Charles should be able to navigate you guys expertly, and with all luck, there will be no complications.
So I like to hear.
But whenever you all are ready, you feel free to head out.
Should we bring these bowls back to the saloon?
If you want to leave them here, I can take them back to Sadie myself.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. So unless you guys got anything else you want to do, you can get heading out.
I think we're good. Just to let you, as the marshal, know, Brian,
Mm-hmm.
part of Kent's morning routine when he wakes up at 5 a.m. isn't just the stretches and waking up, it is also cleaning his guns, and
Mhm.
they're all loaded and ready.
All right, cool. Kathy, did you hear any of that conversation?
Yes, I heard all of it.
Okay. I don't know if Lulu reacted anyway to the story.
Not in particular.
Okay. All right. So I guess we can get going unless you guys got anything else you want to do.
I ain't got nothing.
I'm ready to go.
Okay. Joe and Charles go and grab a couple things off of random shelves in the shop. You see them grab like a pair of binoculars, and they have each of them have like a little bandolier that they put a couple more shotgun shell, like make sure they're full up on shotgun ammo.
Also refilling up canteens of fresh drinking water too.
Okay. All right, you guys make your way out to the docks, and you see this medium-sized pontoon boat that's sitting there waiting for you guys. You see Joe and Charles kind of step on, open up the little gates, and just be like, whenever y'all are ready.
Hey,
All right.
There's
Clark's
enough seats
fading
for
into the mist.
everyone. There are no seat belts.
Boats don't really have seatbelts.
Some of them do.
That's fair.
Not many things have seat belts nowadays.
I mean, even modern day, a lot of boats don't.
Hey.
Do they have life jackets?
They do not.
Excellent.
They have a bumper sticker on that says "No life jackets. We drown like men."
You do see one kind of like the circular like life preserver.
Like the little tube.
Yeah. Other than that, there's some like old beat up tires kind of around where the pontoons and stuff are at.
All right.
Oh. But everybody that's sitting down, you see Joe kind of like walk towards the back, open up a container, and then pull out a bunch of oars and hand them to you all.
yeah.
All right. Brian, worth noting too. Once we head out,
Mm-hmm.
I'll get out my pack and have them hang around my neck. But I have binoculars.
All right, cool. Those will be helpful. All right, you guys start traversing towards the south end of town and make your way down the river. Okay. You guys travel for about an hour downriver, see different wildlife and sights to see across. Off in the distance, you can start seeing the ruined, sunken skyscape of a city. You guys are kind of coasting at the moment, so you don't have to be rowing your oars. Go ahead and everybody, so 4 of you will need to row. I don't care who is doing that. Just go ahead
Me.
and make some vigor rolls for me.
Yeah.
I'll attempt it. What's my vigor?
So Bruce, Lulu.
Gnome, I think, is rolling as well. So I need one more.
You got this, Henry. You want me, old man, to row?
I can row.
I'll just be on lookout.
I got a 5 for vigor.
Ah, God.
7.
dropping all my dice. Come back. There it goes.
Yeah, I didn't even pull out my dice this time.
I just imagine Lulu with the. I have this image of Lulu with the robot arm and just presses it to muscle memory motion, so it just is on autopilot.
No, she doesn't have any strength in that arm.
No, it just makes.
She's literally just using her real arm.
Let me
The metal arm's
use
just
my
there for
strong
balance.
arm.
She's using her strong arm.
So something you do notice, Kent, is like Num sits down in one of the seats where people should be rowing, but as he's just kind of like listening to the ambiance of nature and things, he's just like keeps nodding off. So at certain points, like your boat starts like getting all off kilter.
I'm a come over and kind of kick his seat because I know a point not to touch him.
Yep.
But just like tap a little bit to get his attention. Hey, Num.
Yeah.
It's you've done enough. It's my turn. We got a working shift, so you sit out. I'll start rowing. All right.
Yeah. I'll just like scoot over to wherever there's, even if it's in like the corner of the pontoon, just like shove myself into the corner and just sit there.
All right. Hey, you know what? Since I'm gonna be rowing, you can use these, and I'll hand him my binoculars.
I'm gonna like grab it and like put my eye to one of them.
Telescope
Backwards.
it.
Backwards.
Yeah.
Everything looks really small.
All right,
Yeah.
just give those back to me when you're done, and I'll do.
And then I'm just gonna like hand them immediately back to you. Done.
Oh. Okay. Thank you, Num.
Good.
And
Yeah.
then you roll vigor, Brian.
Yep.
My vigor's not terrible.
Vigor's decent. Strength, not so much.
Not so much. 6.
All right, and what did everybody get? So we got a 6, a
7.
5, I heard, a 7,
And I got a 9.
a 9. Okay, y'all are good. It's a nice, good morning workout.
Brian, where are you?
I went to get water.
Oh, I just looked up and your camera's you're just gone.
I saw a Napa or a mozzarella. Hell, it was orange.
It was an orange boy.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going down to get water, but still talking to you all.
Oh, okay.
So you got a nice, good morning workout. Nobody's gassed except for Gnome, because that's what happens when you don't sleep.
Although
you
even
see-
Ethan's like, huh?
Full belly, no sleep. It's a recipe for disaster.
Ethan's getting into this method roleplay.
He's just sitting there thinking about the thing he threw at Bruce that he didn't get to eat. He's like, oh man.
You see the twisted, gnarled scape of the city as you guys get closer. It has kind of like an eerie feel to it. The closer you get, kind of quieter it gets. Like you were hearing sounds of nature before. And the further and further you get in, it just starts to kind of get drowned out by the sound of the water splashing, crashing up against buildings.
Is it usually this quiet over here? Ish. Or just the water?
Sometimes it can be, as Joe kind of like pipes up. Is most things don't, ain't nothing ever good you want to run into is gonna be here.
I get that vibe.
And you guys can see, I think I keep mixing them up. Oh no, wait. So Charles is the older one. Joe is the younger one.
Yeah.
You can kind of see Joe has got his binoculars out, but like his whole like posture is very like nervous. As he's just kind of like scoping out with the binoculars. Well, what about so we saw you guys like fighting in town. That was pretty impressive, but well, some of you, not that one or that one. What were your guys' names again? Sorry.
I'm Bruce.
Bruce.
Lulu.
Can't.
Lulu. Okay.
DT.
DT. What about that one? And he like points at Gnome.
He's
I don't
known-
acknowledge it, but instead I'm like staring. Like I'm gonna, how pontoons have like that gate on the front of it. So that's where I'm gonna be sitting. I'm just gonna like be like peeking, like looking out. And I'm just gonna be like, this kind of looks like some of the cities I've seen. Going through the fair, like yeah.
Num hasn't slept.
And I'm just gonna like slowly like sink into the corner.
Hasn't slept at all.
Like ever?
Since
At
we met him
least-
several days ago.
Yeah, that.
Oh, well, that's not good.
I think he has trouble sleeping.
Why did he come if he hasn't slept? That just seems very reckless.
You gonna stop him? I'm not gonna stop him.
I'm just gonna turn and look and just smile.
He's Bruce, like, he's kind of not all. Yeah. Working on it.
Okay, all right. You guys can just see the look on his face. It was just like, oh god, what have we gotten into?
It's okay once you get to know him. Bruce sounds very confident.
Lulu does not. He's good enough.
So I was thinking on what you were asking before, Mr. Kent.
Yep. You just call me Kent. They don't need a Mister in front of it.
Okay. So like, I haven't seen anything like crazy weird like you were talking about before.
But
I have seen like some pretty weird animals. Like,
yeah,
I guess normal for now times, you know, but
happy to hear it.
all right. So
Like, I like knowing things.
and you can see his kind of like posture and tone is changing like as he's telling this story. All right, so they're called gulpers, right?
Okay.
You know why they call them gulpers?
I'm gonna assume it's because they gulp.
They're so big they can just like they catch you off guard. They just one single gulp, they'll get you.
How do you deal? How do you deal with something like that? Is like signs to look for so you know where to avoid.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard. Okay, right. So they say they're usually at the bottom of like the riverbed, hiding in the ruins somewhere. There's like maybe if they even like maybe if we get this like Delta Queen like you guys are supposed to get, maybe it'll hide in there after we're done with it, right?
Yeah.
I haven't seen one myself. You see him kind of like look down for a second. He's like, Henry was actually the one that told me about this story on one of his excursions. But yeah, so they like hiding in the ruins or like being on the bottom of the riverbed because it's really hard. And he like kind of points out to the water, like it's dark. You can't really see shit in there, right? But if they ever get close enough to the surface, they're real easy to spot. Because you just look at the top of the water and you see these like white, kind of like. Do you guys know like what a squid is?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
octopus. They have like these like little like tendril
Yeah.
thingies
Ugh.
that kind of look like spines almost. And they stick up out of the water. They're like white. They kind of look like bones, kind of.
Okay.
But when they start getting close to the surface, that's the only thing that you usually see before it's too late.
What?
Oh.
They're like real big too, right? Whenever they move, they make like a big splash. Their fins that they have. But you can just hear the water moving, and sometimes they'll like kind of clap at the water with like their movements.
Okay.
But like once you hear the water rushing, you're just gonna hear it's just kind of like as they like eat you up. But
Well,
Num is going to spring to his feet and rush the guy and just get in his face and be like, "Stay out of my dreams.
What?
Stay out of my head." And then just like got it. And then just fucking go back to the front and sit down.
For a moment, Lulu's just holding the oar, not rowing, just
ready to
like-
whack Num in the
ready to bunk.
Versus like, eh.
He's. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, Charles. Like they said, he ain't slept.
Oh, okay. Whew. Anybody looking at Charles?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm assuming that. I think that's who I was talking to, Charles.
So Charles is the older guy that's
Yeah.
kind of sitting where the captain's seat, so to speak. Joe
Okay.
was the one that was telling this.
Gotcha,
wait.
Joe.
Maybe I was wrong. Hold on. Who's telling this fucking story? I would keep mixing these both up because they're just like very
You
standard NPC.
pick one. Could be Joe.
Yeah, it was the
Alright,
younger
is the
one.
younger guy Joe?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you can see Charles is kind of like listen to this story. But after interacting with Num, you can see Joe just kind of taking a step back and like looking down at the water, looking at Num, and just kind of like very unnerved by that whole interaction.
Hey. Don't pay too much mind to him. He's just exhausted and he's got his own baggage. Ain't nothing you did, and he's gonna be okay. And I appreciate, even if we don't run into these things, I appreciate you telling me about it, and that Henry seemed to be pretty experienced. I'm glad he was able to share some of that information with you. I'm just trying to like distract and reassure a little bit.
Meanwhile, if Lulu's nearby, she's just gonna lean over and go, "We just hope he hits the right thing when he starts fighting." Actually, I don't know if my chat even heard that. We just hope he hits the right thing when he starts fighting.
But yeah, I'm just trying to do my best to
Yeah. Kent is trying to make the situation more calm, and Lulu's just being realistic.
You hear Charles chime up, "Joe, what did I tell you about talking about them fucking stories?" As you can see that he's kind of like
he's a skeptic.
very not skeptical, but like if you guys go ahead and roll scrutinize anybody that wants to.
Yeah. Explosion.
I already think he's lying about it being a story. So I'm not. I got my mind made up.
I got a 9.
I got a 5.
Anybody else rolling?
Henry's napping.
Nope. I'm not
Sleep.
rolling. I'm not
Sleep.
napping.
Sleepy
just-
boy.
Letting them go.
Okay. Both of you that rolled can kind of see like a mild bit of like panic in Charles's
Oh.
actions as he's just kind of like scanning around the water.
So it's
Like,
not that
you can see his
Yeah,
eyes
maybe I should've.
darting.
it's not that he's a skeptic. He's nervous.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm confident I'm confident y'all will get us around okay, and we're all prepared and watching.
All right, well, just keep your eyes peeled. We're getting closer into the town. Joe, if you want to give one of them your binoculars and get on one of the poles.
When he says,
Alright.
keep your eyes peeled, Kent's just like, oh, that's fine. Numb can see through his eyelids. He never blinks.
You can see a look of just like I don't know how I feel about that on Charles' face.
Just Kent smirking to himself at his stupid joke.
Firstly, I think it's pretty neat.
You see Joe start pulling the ship as you guys are kind of like weaving in between the cityscape. He's like keeping it more in like the kind of like shady covered areas, although you guys aren't out in the open. And they start kind of like working their way to what looks like a former business district of the cityscape. If you guys want to make cognition site-based checks, you can, or just
Yeah.
flat ones if you want to like listen for stuff too. If you're using binoculars, you will get an additional +2 to whatever pluses you have.
5
Okay.
again.
And Joe did hand off his binoculars. If somebody wants to use them, just let me know.
I got mine. With using my binoculars, I got a total of 10.
I got
Good.
9.
You said site-based
I was reading
cognition.
Or any.
Sight or any.
DT got a 10.
13.
Alrighty.
And that's not adding the +2 since I'm getting the negs.
All right. As you guys are kind of like looking around, you just see like old businesses. Nothing that's really like piquing your eye, but as you kind of like round the corner, kind of over this like overhang, all of you, including Charles, spot what looks like a boat and then another wreckage of another boat. Pretty far, like, up a ways.
Oh,
All of you would be able to recognize the Delta Queen.
oh,
Wrecked?
Not fully. Kind of run into another larger boat. And as you kind of like look at that, you hear Charles kind of say, looks like the old kid might have gotten herself one more even after she got sunk. And Kent and DT, I will give you this as a freebie. The CSS Kid was from the gun that you guys found, the anti-aircraft gun that was
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
Kent's Steele's shop.
I Now, what do you mean it got another one?
Mm-hmm. One that sunk. That's the kid. Sunk after, bombs and all this place got blown to hell. But if I were to take a guess by that's what we're looking for. He's kind of gesturing towards the Delta Queen.
Yeah.
Does anyone see like any movement on the boat? Just the boat.
Charles kind of like takes a look again. Anybody else who has like binoculars, even like people with eagle eyes, you can like kind of make out some movement on the boat. If you have binoculars, you get a little bit better view.
Does this look familiar in any way, shape, or form?
Well, yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it does, buddy.
I see. And I'm going to like look at the boat, look at the crew, like everybody here, look at the boat, look at everybody here, and I'm going to just point at Bruce. You stay here.
What? Why?
And I'm gonna look at Lulu and be like, watch your step.
Why do I need to stay here? I can't protect you guys from over here.
And then I'm just gonna stare, like just right in the middle, just staring.
Bruce or the
Like
boat?
the boat, like we're going into it, and I'm like gripping the rails, and I'm just staring.
Joe kind of like pulls you guys into like a little inlet in one of the ruined buildings.
Hello?
We got someone else in.
Oh my goodness, get out of here.
I thought you had it set to friends only.
I thought I did too.
Hello?
It's a new mini game within the stream. Which rando will join us this session?
Is it in the Twitch chat or is it in the table?
All right.
I'll have to look at the settings when we get done with the game today.
So you said Joe is pulling us off to the side?
Yeah.
Really?
So you guys can get a little bit better like a vantage point to like scope it out. You're still probably like you guys are pretty out of sight for the most part, so as long as like nothing catastrophic happens, you can pretty much observe it undetected.
So they got stuck out here, so we ain't gotta worry about the whole riverboat showing up to Red Sticks, at least. Is it so? It's the Delta Queen got sunk by.
It's not sunk.
Really, not sunk, yeah, but
Essentially has been damaged by the CSS Kid.
and is like stuck on it like this kinda, or
There's so once you guys get up there, you'll be able to kind of like scout it out and look, get a better view of what is actually happening over there.
okay. Is it near anything else? Because you said we're like in the city skyline. Like, is there a building next to it, or or is it kind of standalone in the water?
It is not standalone in the water. There is like rubble and buildings and stuff kind of in the area.
Okay.
But there's still enough room to where the Delta Queen would be able to like navigate in. It's not like a super tight space.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be looking around for anything that looks familiar.
Okay. Everything here seems a little familiar, buddy.
I don't know, maybe paths, any type of areas that we could walk on.
Uh,
That-
where you are at right now, there's kind of like an old, kind of rickety looking fire escape to like get up to a higher vantage point. But as kind of like Joe and Charles kind of set the boat, like tie it off a little bit to some of the rubble to like keep it in place so it doesn't get pulled away. You can see them, and as everybody kind of like starts shifting around the boat, you kind of have that like deja vu sense. Numb.
Is the motor off? I'm gonna assume.
Yeah, they haven't. You guys haven't used the motor this entire time. It's been
Okay, cool.
oars and poling.
Cool. I'm gonna like drop to the ground and put my ear against the boat to see if I can hear anything.
Okay, go ahead and make a hearing-based cognition roll.
A 13.
You just hear the boat kind of like thumping up against the building a little bit, like the tires being hit. And you just kind of hear the water boom, 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 boom off the bottom of the boat.
I'm gonna grab my knife.
Okay.
Put it between my teeth. I'm gonna go up to the fire escape. I'm gonna shake it to see if it's secure.
Okay.
I'm see what Numb's doing and see the high vantage point. Look at him. Do you think about getting up there to get a better look?
I'm gonna turn, point at him, and be like, and just shake my head no.
We're not going there yet. This is us. We're looking, trying to figure out what's what.
I'm just shaking my head no to the response.
Just give up on him. Let the rest of us plan shit.
All right. Well, either way, turn back to the rest of the group. But like, just giving Numb like a little bit of a lingering look, make eye contact, and then just turn back to the rest of the group. It's got a good point of like we can at least get up higher, get a vantage point, get a better look. Maybe we can see a bit more. This is supposed to be just us scouting, figuring things out. What I want to see, the biggest piece of information we can see is if that boat is mobile or not.
Yeah.
Because if it's
you hear Charles kind of like pipe up, whether you're going with us or not, like that's what we are doing. We're gonna be going up there because we need to get a look at what's going on. So
Yeah. We gotta see if
we'd appreciate it if you came with us, just in case something bad happens. But he just kind of does like a cross on his body.
to be clear, he's talking about going up the fire escape, going up.
Yes.
Not closer to the.
Correct.
Yeah. All right.
So
Yeah,
when
bro-
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I would say, does it is it sturdy on the wall?
Seems like it. Like you should. It's not like you like pull it. It's like,
Yeah.
it's relatively solid for
Yeah.
A fire
I'm
escape.
gonna start slinking around the edge of the building, to the best of my ability of checking the perimeter.
So you won't be able to get too terribly far, as there's a lot of water and not a lot of mobility to the inside of the building. You're still more than welcome to try if you would like, but that is up to you.
Is it still dead quiet? No real wildlife sounds coming from
Not particularly. Like there's the water that's hitting the buildings. You can hear like some like plunks and things here and there, but it could be things falling off buildings, like natural ambiance sounds. And you get kind of like off in the distance hear like a little bit of like chatter of people talk, like not like talking, but like kind of like that like din of people getting yelled at.
Can I roll survival swamp and see if this is kind of normal for, ruins?
Oh, that would be
ruins of the area?
You can do it. I'm gonna give you a -2 to it.
Okay.
Because this would be more urban.
I mean, I've got urban as well.
Okay, then roll that.
I've got urban as well.
We're in his home
Yeah.
field turf.
Yeah,
Urban.
swampy urban. I'm
My favorite terrain.
Yeah, it's a little bit of like a half and a half here. That's why I was like -2.
Yeah, I've got both. I got a 4 minus the 2 from sleep, lack of sleep.
From your experiences, you're pretty sure that everything here is normal. But then again, it might not be. You're kind of tired.
Yeah,
But,
I
you
mean,
know,
I'm also a little skitsed out,
Yeah, you're like
you
this,
know.
no, this is fine. Yeah, this is fine.
Yeah, I'm in like this weird boat, like going, It seems to be normal, but my it's like something up here is telling me it's not, but I think it's okay. I'm like having like that like back and forth second questioning myself and just constantly just going back. I'm like, okay. I'm just gonna just be like, it's fine, whatever. And I kind of like shrug it off and just be like, all right, and just fucking trot back to the group.
All right, let's go up. I'll head up first.
DT had something to do.
Yeah. Yes, D2.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
I
so
just
sorry.
want to reiterate with everyone that we're going to try to not engage, but just get advantage.
You heard Charles kind of like pipe up. Yeah, I don't want. If there's 40 plus guys that came into town, they probably got more on that boat. I just got these shotguns.
Yeah, it was purely reconnaissance. All right, and let's everyone stick together. Don't wander off on your own. Minimum stick with like pairs. We need to stay together. We showed up together. We're gonna leave together. All right.
Good plan.
Okay. Someone with better eyes than me go up that ladder first.
I'll go.
Okay.
Probably sneaky, right?
A little bit.
Okay. All right, I can do that.
And I grab Bruce and be like, no.
It'll be okay.
No.
It'll be okay.
No.
Yes, it'll be fine.
And I'm gonna like jump on the ladder and just like give like Bruce the like kick away, like no.
All right.
Then you go up.
Okay.
And then just go.
Alrighty. You guys don't have to roll a sneak because you're far enough away for now. I'm not even gonna make you guys make a climbing roll. You see Num kind of scamper up there like a little spider monkey. Seems pretty stable. You guys can all make it up to the roof space with no real effort. Joe kind of like is the last one. He's like, I'm gonna stay with the boat just in case. So whoever's last, he says that to them.
I'll look at him. Do you got you and Charles don't got like radio or anything to communicate, do you?
No, unfortunately, that would be nice.
All
But
right.
even then, like all the big buildings and weird metal and shit and stuff that's here, I don't know that would be a bit that good.
All right.
This big one anyway.
We won't go far then.
I'll be here.
Camper up.
All right. As you guys get up on the roof, it's a little bit dodgy up here. There's some like holes and things like that. There's some areas where you gotta kind of like finesse your way through. Go ahead and people that are gonna kind of try to get towards the closest edge. So it'd be like the southwestern edge of this building. To get a better vantage point where you'll pretty much be able to see all of the things that you need to see from that area.
Okay.
Go ahead and give me a nimbleness roll.
General nimbleness.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, the question is, will Numb let Bruce get close?
That is a good question.
He's gonna be kicking at me again, like, stay away!
Hey, Brian.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna use my wasteland luck.
Okay.
Much better.
Ooh, I saw that 4 clutch.
Alright, I guess I'll roll.
DT got a 7.
Okay.
Got 10.
And I will ask you all, are you good with those rolls, or would you like to modify them in any way, shape, or form? Alright, I have to roll for good old Charles. Damn, son. Alright. Charles got a 18.
Ooh,
Dang.
hell yeah.
He's leaping from building to building on Nimbly Bimbly.
Alright. All of you. Okay, your second roll was a 10, Clark. Okay.
Yeah. Second roll was
Numb's not going? Okay. So, yeah, you guys all kind of make your way, and you can see Numb just kind of like standing watching you guys. But you all seem to kind of like traverse your way, and Kent, as you're about to like step in a spot, you hear Charles, not there. You're gonna fall through. And you kind of like stop, look, see that there's just like uneven terrain that you're on, and it's just like very weak looking. He's like, over there to your right.
just give him a nod of appreciation and
Yeah, as you like kind of look down, you can just see like different metal pipes and rubble and stuff. Like if you fall through there, you're just gonna get like impaled on a bunch of probably very old, rusty, terrible metal.
yeah, forget the impaling. The tetanus is what's gonna do you in.
That's right. All right, you guys make your way to the spot. You can see Charles kind of like getting low and hunkering down on like the lip of the edge of the building that's still left. And he kind of like pulls out his binoculars. If you guys would like to make sight-based cognitions, you can.
Mm-hmm.
Binoculars still applicable?
Ooh. Oh god. I'm dropping my dice.
9.
Explosion.
DT got a 42.
Fucking Christ, dude.
I
I
got
was happy with my 19. I'm like, alright, nope.
I was happy with my 19. Well, DT can see everything.
I can today, apparently.
Hell yeah.
Jesus Christ, 42.
That's what's up.
Man suddenly realizes he's in a game for a second.
He's got X-ray vision.
Do I need to roll anything?
You are not
I'm
at the,
sitting.
yeah, you can roll, you're just gonna see people looking at stuff.
Mhm,
He's making sure we're still there.
mhm, mhm.
Go ahead and actually do me a favor and roll me a spirit.
Oh boy.
My
Oh
brother in Christ, I
boy.
swear.
Howdy.
Huh.
Three?
Do you have the Wasteland luck thing?
No, I
he
Nope.
already used this.
Oh.
Is that including
Okay.
your minuses?
That's with my minuses. I got a 1, a 3, a 3, and a 5.
Okay.
Excellent.
Beautiful.
I'm not comfortable with this roll.
Can you chip anything about it?
Can I chip this?
You can if you want to. If you're not happy
I will.
with
I will throw a red chip at it,
it. Okay. I'm okay with that.
and it's roll a die and add it.
Correct. Wait,
Hey, that's a 6.
all right.
I rolled a 6 in addition. Does that explode or no? I don't remember if the extra.
Yeah,
does
if you
explode.
if you roll the max on the dice, it
Okay,
explodes
cool.
still.
All right, so I got a 7 added to my 3, so a 10.
10. Okay. Ignore the message I sent you.
Oh,
Ignore the
No
message I
message.
sent
I
you.
see no message.
That's not fucking ominous.
I'm already sitting here as Kent, like, Num, I swear to Christ, if your crazy fucks this up.
Alrighty. Alright, all of y'all scoping out the Delta Queen. All of you, especially DT. Oh.
Oh.
God bless it. I hit the wrong tab.
Hate it when that happens.
Dear Lord.
I'm numb now. Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh, there
Your
we go.
turn to act crazy.
Oh my gosh. One of the nights.
Alright, people with the binoculars and DT, do you have eagle eyes by chance?
Does it matter at a 42?
It still does.
Fine.
Keen? Okay. So, you're not gonna... You did roll really well, but the human sight can also only do so much.
No, that's fair. I get it.
Wait, you mean he's not sitting there going, there's 12 on the first floor, I see 17 on the middle floor, that guy's taking a massive dump right there.
That guy's picking his nose and putting it on his friend's jacket.
That guy is also rubbing.
I mean, unless you wanted to say that you took the binoculars that Joe handed off.
No, I already rolled. I'm not gonna take
Jesus.
binoculars after I already rolled.
That's okay. Like, I'm okay with it. It's up to you.
You
If
could
you
just
did,
be like, I see a smudge here, I'd like a better look at. Can I
Hmm?
borrow these?
all right. All of you end up seeing the Delta Queen. It appears. So, what I will give you, DT, since you rolled so high, it looks like they rammed the boat into the CSS Kid. There is some damage on the Delta Queen, but it is currently grounded. You guys can kind of see different people kind of like scurrying and scampering around. Some people are like patching up the hull of the boat, while others are trying to unlodge this thing very unsuccessfully. But you can see people kind of like moving and scrambling about. Like, you would be able to guess that this thing is not moving anywhere anytime really soon.
Okay. And it was the the other boat rammed the kid, or the kid rammed it?
No, so the kid has been sunk since the earthquakes happened after the last war. Like those are things that you
Okay,
and
yeah.
Kent would probably know about. Kent definitely because he's old as shit. But yeah, so it seemed like they were trying to like ram it, probably bust it open more so they can like get in and see if there was anything in there. Is what you surmised
Gotcha.
from
That
that.
doesn't seem very smart.
I mean, they don't seem like very smart people, also. So you know, horse apiece. From what you all can tell, out there's probably about 30 people working on the boat. People that have binoculars, you can notice that there's probably another 20, at least 20 on deck. And you can see Big Al at the top on the hurricane deck where the cannon is at. And then you can see like up kind of where the wheel, I don't remember what the thing is called on the boat. I don't know boat stuff.
The helm.
Yeah, that thing. There's this large kind of throne next to where like the helm is at, and you can see him up there kind of like yelling at everybody and ordering people around.
Looks like they had some misfortune.
It looks like they tried to ram the kid.
They tried to ram a
Why?
boat that was already sank.
Why would they? What? That doesn't make sense.
Brian, remind me, was the kid? I know when the kid sank, but it was like a memorial, or was it an active duty ship?
It was an active duty ship. It got decommissioned before the last war.
Okay,
And
so
then the earthquakes happened and it probably sunk. So it's like it's mostly submerged.
okay, so
So like DT, like either A, they're really dumb and rammed this thing, or B, whoever was like helming the ship didn't fucking see it and then they just grounded themselves on it. You're not quite sure which, because like these people might just be really stupid.
I think they either ran into it or if DT, if you're right, if they tried to run into it, they could have not known that ship was decommissioned and think it's got guns and stuff in it.
Yeah, maybe try to open it up a different
Yeah.
way, I guess.
Maybe. In my experience, there's a lot of dumb assholes on this world. Either way, that boat ain't moving anywhere anytime soon.
That's convenient.
So we don't gotta worry about luring them out anywhere, really. Brian, do all the workers look like they're in like the uniform of the
Yeah.
Gators?
Yeah, they have like the gator attire,
Yeah.
gator pelts and stuff like that.
Okay. Is there, looking back up by Big Al, is there anyone else up there with him that would like stand out?
There's two other people. Not particularly of note. They just kind of look. They're wearing similar things to the people that are like working on the boat.
Okay.
Charles kind of like perks up. Well, don't seem like they're moving anytime soon.
Honestly, we should probably take advantage of that. I mean, not us here now, but
Yeah, which it just means we should move when we do, plan to move sooner rather than later, like you're saying.
Well,
Right.
we got a pretty long trip back, so if you guys want to get going, we can get rolling.
I think that's probably a good idea.
I want to stay and stake it out for a little bit longer. I want to see if there's any boats that come and go back, because they had those smaller boats to come back up to the.
Yeah, and you guys can kind of see they have like the life raft boats that they were using to like siege the town with. There's like several that are like strapped to the back end of the Delta Queen?
Yeah, I'd like to stake it out for a while longer just to see if there's any movement and get an idea of what they're up to. Gives like maybe another 30 minutes.
Up to you. I'm gonna go back down to the boat. Just pop back in when you're ready. Charles is gonna like make his way back down. So whoever wants to stay up can stay up. But if not, go ahead and give me another nimbleness roll on your guys' way back.
Nimble, man.
I just want to stay up there for a while and watch like the waterways and like keep like look down in different like avenues of travel.
So
Watch.
where you guys are at, what you're seeing ultimately is most of what you're gonna get without having to like move to a different location or like a different building.
Okay.
I will say that.
All right. But, yeah, like I said, Ken's gonna want to stay for like 20-30 minutes and just he's doing an old stakeout
Stakeout.
routine. Yes.
Yeah, I got you.
Because just wants to see if there's other boats that come back, some that are see if there's any patrol movement or if they are all just staying on the ship.
Gotcha.
I
got
see Kathy
three.
finger steepling.
I got a
3.
3.
Once I start seeing them like coming back to like get ready to like start scooting, I'm gonna go back into the same highly alert watching them.
Okay.
Also, Tyler
Alright.
asked a question in Twitch chat, Brian.
Mm.
What do you see? The bugs. Are you chipped?
Sure.
Jesus, Tyler.
I mean, they
Alright.
got chips too.
I get a +6 on my next guts check. Noted.
Write that down on your sheet so you don't forget.
Oh my God, Neppa.
Sweet orange boy.
Are you happy with your 3, Kathy?
Oh, definitely not. I'm just gonna let it happen though.
Okay. That's a
Shit.
choice. What did everybody else get for their nimbleness? Head back.
I got an 11.
Would this be after the waiting the time? Would I have been heading back by this point, or
Are you guys heading back with Charles, or are you waiting for Kent?
Bruce would have gone back to check on Num before everyone
Okay.
was done.
Gotcha.
I just
Lulu?
need to know if
DT
this.
gotta go ahead. Go ahead.
I'll just roll. I'll just for sake of expediency.
Okay.
DT got a 6.
Okie doke.
I guess 7.
All right. So, order of operations would be Bruce, Lulu, DT, then Kent. Bruce, you make it back. Easy peasy. Lulu, not so much. That's 3. I lowered the DC because you guys know the places to step, but 3 is still pretty bad.
Yep.
Now it's
All
Now it's
right.
Kathy's turn to take the bad roll.
Do me a favor and roll me D20.
Yes, dear. Oh, where are my dice? Where did I go? Why did I rotate? I rotate. Okay. D20. $13.
Okay. Alrighty. You move your step through. You follow Bruce. Following his footsteps, following his footsteps. You hear a loud crack go off in the distance. It sounds like gunfire that kind of like makes your head turn. And you misstep. Floor beneath you starts to crumble and fall.
Is she like right behind me?
She's a little bit ways behind you.
Okay. If I can try to catch her, I will, but otherwise, if this is gonna happen, it's gonna happen.
I will give you and DT can go ahead and make a quickness roll. I am also going to make a quickness roll that you guys have to beat, so I'm not going to tell you what I rolled though.
Fair.
Yep, back here. Shit.
Oh, tuck your head, little baby boy. There you go.
Fully engulf the boy.
DT got a 5 quickness.
Parker got a 16.
Parker got a 16.
Dang, Barker.
Well, I'll have you know, I also rolled a 16.
Shoot!
So,
Listen here, it's the large man must protect small senses kicking in like
Bruce,
Yo.
go ahead and make a fight and brawling roll.
Okay.
The TN that you actually, I'm not gonna tell you the TN.
he's gonna punch you further down as you
Oh
fall.
god. Explosion. 17.
That'll do it. The gunshot obviously makes you all kind of like turn around, and you see Lulu start to fall down as you just quickly just snatch her kind of like from the center of like her robotic arm backpack and hold on to her. Go ahead and make a strength roll for me, please. And Num, you see this all happening, by the way.
Oh no. 7.
I almost asked if I could roll quickness as soon as I saw it. Like, I was like, I'm at the ready. I'm ready for this exact scenario. Like,
So-
that is what I am prepped for.
No, so you wind up, you catch Lulu, you hold her. I'm gonna have you make a couple more strength rolls to pull her back up. But
I'm
you have
scrawny,
a
but I got
decent.
Joker tech.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
just grabs her, grabs her, holds like, I got you, DT.
Num, you kind of like see all of this happening, and your vision kind of like flickers and flares for a moment as like you see Bruce and you see Lulu as it kind of like flickers in between the scenes that you saw before and where Bruce is yourself and Lulu is Bruce.
Just gonna scream, no battle, Bruce. It's all I'm gonna yell.
Okay.
And
You're
if
yelling.
allowed,
You're yelling.
I will try to rush over and grab a hold of Bruce.
Absolutely. Go ahead and make a nobleness roll.
Damn it. No battle groups. Great.
– 14.
Pick a position.
All right.
The
You
minus
do,
2.
you do so. DT, you can also help out as well.
What do I need to roll?
Go ahead and roll a brawling roll and then give me a strength roll after that. And then Bruce, what did you roll on your second strength roll?
Oh, we roll again.
Yeah. You also have a Num just kind of hugging you from behind.
Oh. I got a 9.
Okay.
Do I have to roll durability? I'm getting my arm grabbed.
Nope.
Sweet.
I will make you roll it for the day though.
Oh yeah.
Do I have to do that with Junker Tech?
Yes, every day.
Oh, okay. You've never had me do that.
Yes, Junker Tech is whenever it takes damage, you have to roll it once a day for
Once a day?
reliability.
Okay, let me look up what my reliability is.
But I will
So if
take
I-
care of that after we resolve.
If I don't
this.
That's
have
fine.
Brawlin,
You can use your
since I'm
fighting.
fighting, right?
There it is.
Yeah. So it'd be under fighting. You can use your sword, or if you have, what are your fighting styles?
Sword.
Sword. Yeah, you could use it with sword with a -4.
Okay.
DT studies the blade.
He does. Clearly.
It's the way of the blade.
Eh.
Turns out that's what DT was just a fucking weeaboo before the fall. Turns out I didn't serve at all.
I got an 18 with my negatives.
Okay, and then make a
Jesus.
strength roll.
Okay.
2.
Oh.
Napa's nuzzling into my armpit right now.
Aw.
I bet that feels great.
It's definitely
15
a little
for
strange.
strength.
Okay, with DT's help and Num bracing you from behind Bruce, you guys managed to haul up Lulu. Lulu.
Yes, dear.
Location. Okay.
Location, oh god.
Turns out we gotta fight the building.
You're gonna
Right.
take 9 points of damage to your guts.
Ow.
As you kind of like fall through, hit some rubble and debris, kind of get him stabbed a little bit by some of like the pipe work and whatnot. You get caught and kind of pulled up and just kind of like get some abrasions from that as well.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
I'll take one from that. Oop.
But they managed to pull her back up, Brian.
Yes.
Between all that noise, once seeing that Lulu's picked up, but hearing Num scream and all that, can I? Because I imagine Kent was at the tail end. Can I look back to see if we've been noticed?
Yes, you
Roll
can.
1. Let's go.
Did you roll your reliability also, Kathy?
No, you told me to wait.
Yeah, you can go ahead and roll that now.
What was the critical fail for, Kathy?
That was wind. I rolled a d6. And I just got 1. 13 or 3.
3. Okay. Your reliability is fine.
Oh, that's definitely a 13 on the die. That's weird.
Weird.
Either way, it's fine. Stability
Yep.
17.
Do you want me to roll cognition, or can I just
Yes, sight-based
Okay.
cognition.
binoculars?
Mm-hmm.
7 with binoculars.
Stop
Uh,
rolling my
From everything that you can kind of suss out, because you're also still kind of like moving, trying to get out of here.
Yeah, I'm not at the ledge anymore.
It does not appear that you have been noticed. You think the gunshot might have kind of muffled some of it with how the sound works and is bouncing off the buildings, but you
Okay.
seem like you guys are in the clear.
All right, let's get moving.
Mm-hmm. All right. You guys get back down to the boat. Joe unties the boat. Kind of asks what you guys saw.
They rammed the kid, and they aren't going anywhere anytime soon.
Okay. He starts kind of pulling the boat as you do so. And you guys make your way back out of the city towards the town. We are about at our time for tonight, but if you guys got some kind of like last minute things you want to do, we can do those.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at Lulu. Like, I told you to watch your step.
There was a gunshot. What do you want?
When
And then she's just gonna lift and probably show like fucking bruised ass ribs.
when Num says that, Kent's just gonna like, after saying that and like listen to what was happening, he's just gonna stare at him for a moment longer, like just thoughts racing through his head.
It's. We're okay though. We're okay.
I get into my rightful position in the front of the boat, sit down, and I'm gonna be super wide-eyed and just be like shaking my head.
I warned you.
The whole trip back, Kent's like just periodically like staring at them, like just still wheels turning in his brain.
Is it more than an hour back? Just noting
Yes.
for wound issues.
Yeah.
Okay.
It will be. You guys. So
I
it's
can
about.
start working on you while we're on the boat.
Yeah. Because you guys are pulling for a while. Moving pretty slow. And the total trip is about 10 miles south of Red Stick.
Gotcha.
So you have some time.
I'm gonna toss my bag at DT and just be like, use what you need.
But yeah, if you want to go ahead and roll your medicine, you can treat Lulu.
I've got a partially can of spray skin. I've got
I also forgot I had armor.
4 use of small med
Yeah,
packs.
I was doing different damage because it's kind of like crushing damage, so your armor wouldn't particularly apply.
Okay.
I was doing thematic damage. Deal with it.
You're like, fuck you, I'm punishing you for not using a chip.
Maybe a little bit.
I mean, there's some maneuvers and stuff you can do to ignore damage armor. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Like when you bear hug somebody and crush their ribs.
Hey, at least Bruce caught you and you didn't take falling damage.
Yeah, just massive damage. It's
Yeah.
fine. Just make a new character.
Also didn't become a battle Lulu.
We got
That's
a
right.
17 for medicine.
All right, yeah, that's more than good enough for a level 1 wound. So you deal with that. Once you guys kind of get a little bit more clear of town, Charles walks to the back and kicks on the trolling motor since you guys are doing that, so you guys could rest a little bit. But yeah, takes you a few hours to get back to town, but you do so.
All right.
And that's kind of where we're going to wrap up for tonight. You guys can meet back up at Tinsdale's.
All right.
And before we get done, that is the end of this chapter.
Yay!
Ooh.
So, get your sheets ready. I'm going to go through the bounty.
Woo!
I like bounty.
I don't have any.
Yeah.
So, the 2 people that found the toe tag, which I believe are DT and Kent's, you guys get a white chip.
Awesome. Here, I'll fetch the chips.
Figuring out that Henry was an undead, which is also you 2, you get an additional white chip.
Whoa. Okay, Henry, there's our chips.
Cool, thank you.
For killing Henry, everybody gets a white chip. So you can thank DT for that.
Even if I wasn't there.
3, 4.
He's thinking about it.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yay. Wait.
These 3 are mine.
I wasn't there either.
These are DTs, and this would be for the kill. So there's one for Kathy.
I already
one
got mine.
for- Okay.
And something that we will kind of expedite a little bit since we're at the end of the session. Tinsdale and Reynard will essentially get the information from you guys. And Reynard will one more time kind of ask you guys, like, we know that was like kind of the plan of blowing the ship up, but are you guys gonna go try to sneak on the ship?
Probably.
Yeah, I think it's definitely more feasible now.
Okay. Her and Tinsdale kind of reply with like, they don't, like they said before, they don't have much. They can give you some ammo. Tinsdale can get working on like replenishing your guys' ammo that you used in the fight before for the town. But that's about all they got aside from the original payment that you guys agreed upon.
If they can get us explosives to help blow up the boat.
Yeah, Tinsdale still has the couple sticks of dynamite and some plastic, so he could start working on the bomb.
Hell yeah.
All right, for agreeing to deal with the Delta Queen, everybody gets a red chip.
Okay, so pull out 5 red chips.
I'm gonna convert mine to bounty right away. So
I was gonna ask about something we could use.
Well, we can discuss that next session too, if you want.
I mean, it was a simple
Yeah,
simple
well,
thing.
Go ahead.
I was gonna see if they had climbing rigs, anything harness-like, ropes, carabiners, safety equipment for
Scaling
climbing.
stuff.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they do not.
Okay.
I'll also convert my red chip to bounty. So
Yep.
I think Parker grabbed his. There's 2 more I pulled out.
Remember, you guys can only have 10 chips out at a time.
Yep.
And you have to pick those before we start the session. Like, you can have more than 10, but you can only have 10 that are active.
Yeah.
If you don't want to do that, you can convert your excess ones into bounty points.
Okay.
There's 1, 2, and 3 for white, red, and blue.
Okay. I've never gotten to this point in Deadlands, so I'm sitting here like, how do bounty?
Mhm.
It's cool.
Okay. Anything else, Bossman?
That's all I got.
Okay. How much?
Welcome. Next time we play, we will be on chapter 4 of this mission.
Woo! Yay!
And what were you going to ask, Clark?
I'll ask after we're done with the stream.
Okay, dope.
well, chat. Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, thanks for watching. I appreciate it a lot.
We had some tech issues before stream, but everything kind of settled in, so we're good. New Jersey is weekend after next, so next weekend I'm still free.
Okay. I don't know if Clark will be back in time for next week.
I can make it so I'd probably be back in time.
Okay.
Is everybody else available to play again next week?
I will be. I know I'm going up to
Yeah, we'll be.
see the news or check out a site with Shelby, but I'll be back
All right.
Oh wait, is that?
So next weekend is the 11th.
next weekend.
Yeah, so the 11th is the day we're checking. So that's a Saturday anyway, so.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
cool. So chat, normal streams this week. Tuesday, Thursday, and then Sunday will be Deadlands again. Getting in the swing of it.
Ooh.
Hope y'all had a good time. Take care of yourselves, drink water, eat food, take your meds, soap your laundry, all that good shit. If you ever have questions about stuff that's going on in Deadlands, feel free to pop into the Discord. We'll eventually actually plan the town building with Brian. But for right now, we'll put a pin in that one, so.
Stay tuned next week to see what the posse does with Num.
To see what the fuck Num does next.
Yeah, next week, you guys in the audience get to learn about explosions, blast radiuses, and massive damage.
It's terrible.
I wonder if did I write any of this down? I did.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Oof.
they're fun. They're fun.
Yeah, I've got commands in there. They can learn about stuff. It's fine.
Chat,
It's fine.
Chat, look at me. Look at my face. Explosions are fucking nuts. It's awful. There's so much math.
There's so much math.
There's a lot of math.
There
But
is a
yeah,
lot of
and
math.
if any of you ever have any questions or ideas or things that you think might be cool, feel free to like hit me up in Kathy's Discord or private message me. I'm open to talk about like ideas.
I will
and
goof
things
about
like
this
that as well.
Deadlands for fucking ever. I have a nap that just like His head is here? Nope, it's here.
Is that a food baby? No, it's a furry one.
Oh, are you coming out? Oh, child! It's my hand! It's my hand! Just woke up and chose violence. Here. Enjoy a child.
Look at him. So
Close it back up. I'm reading a spooky story.
Alright. Thank you everybody for coming. This will be up on YouTube in the next couple weeks.
Gotta get a tub.
On the tubes.
the tubes.
On the tubes.
Yeah.
Yeah, love you all. Be good to yourselves.
Yeah.
We'll see you all next time.
See.
Bye.
Bye.